Oh my god, dice. I gotta get my dice out. I'm gonna be rolling dice tonight, guys.
Yeah, well,
Sorry to disappoint you, Chad.
What do I have you guys roll? Popsicle sticks?
it's
What?
all sixes.
All sixes.
It's all
Yep.
sixes. Yeah, it's all you
No,
do.
we're gonna fail every roll tonight.
Oh,
Chad's gonna
God.
be pissed.
For the love of Pete.
Oh, if I don't roll 26s in a row, I'm just gonna.
You got a long way to go to catch up.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's right. I will say this. This is probably the most sixes I've ever rolled that don't explode in a game ever. Everybody at this
Great.
table has rolled just nonstop sixes, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Except when we played the B characters.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's gross. Which is what we're going to be doing, is playing the B tier characters, right? So Chad has a new character. Wayne has a new character as well that we'll be introducing both of them this evening. But first, our prologue or prelude. I don't know, what's the distinction between the two?
Also, you might want to mention that you're running this game.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed that they could tell that my tone had changed and there was no talk of buttholes.
And you took charge.
Yeah, and then I took charge. But yeah, so Chad has turned over the proverbial game master screen to me. I don't need one because I don't have dice to roll to lie about from behind the screens. Yeah, I don't have dice to lie about. I always lie in favor. You always make it too hard, and then you just ease off the gas.
That's right.
Yeah, because if you add difficulty, it feels vindictive.
That's
But
true.
if you peel difficulty away, it feels like you're welcome.
Yeah.
You should talk to my wife. She's brutal.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah. She's completely killed
One
everybody
speed.
multiple times.
Pedal to the floor.
At one speed, I'm going to crit every time I roll against you every single
God
game
bless
you
her.
ever play with her.
God bless her.
No joke.
Excellent.
So it's whatever the early part of the day for Treacle's Sweet Shop is. I don't know. When do you open?
Mabel opens the store at 6 a.m.
6 a.m. is open time?
Yeah.
And they got to make the candy too.
Oh, sure. All right. So it's an early foggy morning. It's still dark out. The ectogism lamps are still burning to some degree. They haven't extinguished yet with the morning sun because it's not quite dusk. And Mabel's inside, pulling the taffy, and it's not a euphemism. And she's the camera cuts to inside to see Mabel, and there's this crack of glass. And then very quickly after that, there's another crack, and she realizes that a stone has hit the glass, and she turns, and she sees that there are a couple of kids with slingshots across the street. No more than 11, maybe 10 years old. Another one fires a slingshot, stone, boom, shatters the window. The window pane just and falls. Broken glass rains, and then and then just as she turns to cuss at them, another stone cracks her in the forehead and splits her brow.
My sweet baby girl, no.
So she goes to run. She heads up after them. They cut down an alleyway. She's turning, she's running. There's a wooden fence at the end of the alleyway. There's some rubbish and what have you. The two kids grab some boxes, jump up over the fence. Mabel's running. She hits some garbage, and then there is this sound of crunching bone and shredding flesh, but is immediately completely drowned out by the clang of metal and her scream of pain as her face crashes against the wood, and she rolls over, and there's a huge bear trap on her left leg. At what point the two kids look over the fence, and three more kids come down the alleyway. And the one in the middle, the tallest, is whistling. And he flips the tails on his little coat. And when he comes into the light, he's obviously from Ticarios because he has some sort of demonic mark. His lips are like this ugly, swollen midnight blue. His gums are black. Teeth a transparent charcoal, and around the sides of his mouth are bloodshot, but those veins are just this ugly, sickly purple blue color. And in a voice that's juxtapositioned to his mouth in a very polite fashion. He says, "We're very sorry about that." He pulls a red sash out from beneath his coat, readjusts his tails, ties it around Mabel's leg, holds out a hand, and then a wood saw appears in his hand from one of the other children, and he begins to cut as Mabel howls. He gets about halfway through her leg. Blood is gushing. She still has consciousness. He takes the bloody saw, taps the bear trap, and he says, "Waste not, want not," and flicks blood in her face from the saw, and then resumes in her leg as she passes out from pain.
Wow.
Ritter, what did we do
To
to make you hate Mabel so much?
Gracious.
So then,
Fair warning, there's going to be a lot of violence against children in this game. It sounds like.
And love interests, apparently.
so the next thing the camera sees is just faintly off to the right side. There's a little bit of wisp of smoke that's coming in on screen as we see Mabel dragging herself from the alley. The camera pulls back.
I gotta get to work.
He's got this murder porn of fucking Mabel this whole time.
The camera pulls back, and we realize that the sweet shop is ablaze, right? Just flame and smoke billowing. And there's half a dozen bluecoats standing across the street, watching the lights flicker out as the sun is coming up and Treacle's sweet shop is on fire.
Now, one of these things is not like the other. Clearly, we are not in Chad's game. We have jumped into this horrific fucking this Warriors movie. Where fucking sweet Mabel has gotten her leg destroyed in the first 10 seconds. God damn.
What was that? Oh, like comedically graphic Muay Thai movie that came out some years back where like
Old Boy?
yeah, where they like punch through each other's fists.
Oh, no, that's Ricky O.
Ricky O.
Tale of Ricky.
Yeah.
That's Ricky O.
Yeah.
On DVD.
That's
It's
such a
awful.
good movie.
Yeah,
though.
it's great.
It's awful, yes, but it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like so they don't block punches. Like
No,
one
no,
person will
no.
just punch and their
And that
fist
just
will
makes
go
them
through
stronger
the
because now
other
they have
fist.
claws that are their bones.
Yeah, it's like super graphic.
He gets his tendons cut and he reties them with his fingers and then he continues fighting. Anyway, that movie's great. So far, we might as well be in Ricky O.
That's what I was thinking this whole time. Well, that and wondering where the hell Booker is because this table's literally right in front of the.
That's 6 a.m.
Excuse me, morning rush hour.
Morning rush hour.
So,
Why'd you do it to Mabel? Why'd you do that?
why did I do that to Mabel?
Yeah, that's
oh,
He's just getting started.
yeah, we've just begun. we've just begun.
This is that tick, 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 tick of the roller
Yeah.
coaster.
to
going
light.
up.
Oh yeah, no, this is you. Oh,
And now we just started the ride.
oh yeah, we just started the ride.
So much for that dress we got from Mabel.
Good thing you didn't get her shoes.
Good thing we only bought her
Her
shoe.
shoe. Jesus. Tap dancing. Christ. That's
Well, not with one leg. He's
that's absolutely amazing.
Jack wouldn't think about buying shoes.
No.
He's never bought a pair of shoes in his life.
You just took him off of a homeless guy.
Yeah.
How that works.
All this is happening, and I'm thinking about how Reggie would register her missing a leg when he gets home. Like, because me as Brandon, stuff like that, I don't like shit like that. Like people missing an arm or something. Like nothing bad about them, but it like freaks me out.
What are you talking about, man? It's ease of access.
Yeah.
Less shit in the way.
One less defense.
No, she's not kicking ass.
All right.
No. I know, but I'm just saying from now on, Mabel drives, so we have better parking.
So, on the opposite side of Crow's Nest, on the opposite side of the district, it's early morning on the docks, and Worth and Big Garrett are out. Basically still awake from a hard night of drinking, exchanging stories, and you, the two of them are sitting there. dangling feet over docks, sharing what's left of the bottle of whiskey, maybe a couple of stogies. And a shot rings out, and Worth sees Big Garrett, just looks over, and what used to be Big Garrett's right eye, there's just a gaping hole. You look over your shoulder to see a couple of kids, maybe 14, 15 years old, one of them dropping a smoking pistol, the other kid handing him a fresh pistol, the thing coming back as you look, and then a hood goes over Worth's head, and crunk, the feel of a spanner when one cracks you on the back of the skull, and it just goes even blacker.
Thank God. Fuck. Why couldn't that have been Worth's leg?
Wow.
No, Big Garrett got killed.
Oh, I thought that was...
No, Worth got black bagged. Big Garrett got shot.
Yeah, I know. That's too good. That's so good.
Do not read that. Do not read that aloud.
That's too good. That's probably the best thing I think Wayne's ever written down. And Wayne has some gems. Yeah,
I just magnetized it. I put it on the board. I put it on the big board because I want to say it desperately, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hey, hold on. That's the first time anybody's had anything else on that board other than something Broder said. Oh, Sandy Gash.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
I wrote that on my character sheet.
That's right.
she's that's
a hard-working girl.
That's my Cthulhu character. I'm going to play Sandy
Once it
Gash,
gets in there,
yellow journalist. I'm Sandy Gash.
Oh, she ain't a journalist.
So, after Mabel, who's normally out of the B crew while the A crew is out of town? Who's usually first on the scene besides Mabel?
I would say probably Booker.
Booker, yeah, because he works there.
Well, Booker, your normal time of day that you get there, you have what is now the leftover burning husk of what once was Treacle's sweet shop. The fire brigade obviously has come. The Bluecoats are, quote-unquote, investigating with the fire brigade to see what happened. Mabel is not there. In fact, no one in the crew is there at the moment, save Booker.
Okay.
Be careful.
No, I'll be there. Yeah.
So watch your step.
Comedy Booker is going to get his ass kicked.
Well, Broder actually has characters made for us. This is all us him going through killing our co-workers.
Yeah, so Booker, so he sets up the table, the cash box, and he gets out his homemade street visas, and he waves two of the Bluecoats to come over.
Okay. A couple of them come over. One of them gives you kind of a surly look. It's difficult, but he may or may not have been there on the day.
Constable, good morning, is it?
Not such a good morning, sir.
How so?
He looks at the smoldering husk of Treacle's sweet shop behind you.
Booker looks at it very long and hard and says, "What? What's bothering you?"
They look at each other, and he seems befuddled and kind of grumbles to himself and turns his back. The other Bluecoat says, "How can we help you, sir?"
Well, I was just wondering if you would mind managing the table with the deputy.
Managing the table, sir?
Yes. Collecting fees, writing visas, making sure everybody's got on for the morning.
I don't believe I follow, sir. You want me to write tickets?
No, goodness, no. Not unless you see an infraction, in which case, of course, the law must be upheld. No, but there's a visa to travel this street. Standard fee. We've been collecting it for.
Oh, of course, yes, the standard visa fee. Yeah, we're going to get right on that, sir.
Very good. I'll leave the deputy with you, and I'm going to go take a look about. All right.
When you say leave the deputy, do you mean the cat?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, All right.
So the tiger wearing his badge is sitting behind the table.
They're unsure of what to do with the situation.
And there's a stack of there's the money box currently empty, and then there's a stack of little blank sheets of paper with this very, very official seal on them of 100% certified fresh potatoes.
All right. The cop who was polite with you, he avoids
There's like a little stamp kid.
Yeah, he avoids the glower of the police officer who did not have the patience for you, and kind of takes the stuff, and they mumble to one another and kind of go out into the street and chat. Or I shouldn't say go out to the street, but a step away from the table and try to be away from earshot of your lunacy.
Okay, so I am going to... Okay, we're in that phase of the game. So I'm going to use insight to try and carefully... And the reason I'm choosing insight is I want to try and gather information without physically committing myself to a situation.
Okay.
Meaning he's looking ahead, he's searching the area.
You're casing.
Yes, I'm casing, I'm scouting, I'm not running into the middle of this, but I'm trying to start searching kind of around the shop to see if I can find Mabel or any sign of somebody having made their getaway or...
Yeah, so absolutely. It doesn't actually take you much time at all, because one of the first places you think to check, presumably, would be the stash, or if there's a place. Do you guys keep money? Or
Treacle's got a vault. A vault in the candy shop.
all right, great. So then, why doesn't somebody roll me a 3-dice fortune roll?
Ooh, let me. My first roll of this game.
As you want it to.
God, I hope it's all ones. I hope it is all ones, you fucks.
I thought you were gonna hold out as long as you did.
No. Ones. 6. I got 6.
So there are
us. Well,
so you go to the vault, right? And the exterior of the vault has obvious signs of scorch marks from the fire, but it also has, even with the scorch marks from the fire that it survived, it has a variety of different tool marks, both brute force tools like crowbars and things of that nature, but also a pretty powerful drill that someone tried to get in through the vault, or into basically the safe or vault door with, but were unsuccessful. In the crack of the vault door, kind of wedged in there, is a little envelope, and that envelope has a little wax seal on it. So you're like, well, when did this get left behind? Obviously, someone put it here post-fire.
I'm leaving that untouched.
Okay.
And I'm continuing to check the alleyways and whatnot. If there's a nearby rooftop I can get up to.
Absolutely. And when Booker gets up to the rooftop, it is pretty clear that there's a lot of evidence left behind of people that were casing the joint. But they're like little candy snack, little candy wrappers,
cigarette butts.
Yeah, cigarette butts, candy wrappers. There's probably somebody that sells fish and chips on the streets, sort of greasy chips wrapper that's there, but mostly cigarettes and candy.
Looking down into the alleyways below,
Absolutely watching. So it has a pretty good vantage point, and with just a little bit of straining and squinting your eyes, you can see that there's a couple other areas that provide good vantage points as well over providing different vantage points on the sweet shop from above that have some detritus as well.
Okay, I'm going to start following that path backwards, but once again sticking to stealth. I am expecting there's an ambush back here somewhere.
Okay.
So he's moving from place to place, but will not let himself out into the open to get to a place. He will prefer shadow to vantage point.
Gotcha.
Vantage point's preferable, but if that means being highly visible or somewhere where he's obviously gonna get swarmed, then he's not gonna. And that is his background, is he's a military scout,
right.
And ranger or whatever sort of thing. So
right, so you're not unfamiliar to the what's the word I'm looking for? The catwalks and scaffolding and what have you of sort of the higher city, because it's streets that are built in layers is one of the things that I was reading about, which reminded me a lot of playing Witcher and running through and climbing all the
build upon things.
Or just basically streets building upon streets.
The more serious angle I'm considering is that because we're trying to decomedify.
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't care. Give me away.
Okay. Because I'm trying to at least think of.
Well, it's like if everybody at the table is a clown, but the theme of what you're running is not that.
Yeah,
it's like a weird juxtaposition.
Yeah, I mean, I can do Evil Dead. I can do laughs and bloodshed.
What are you talking about? All of this has been hilarious.
Well, so I'm wondering, Ned. I'm still contemplating this.
My character's just going to walk down the alley going, slipping her blood.
Glad you made that character.
Yeah.
Track. Yay.
Bounce down the stairs, losing a different vertebrae at each stair.
Right.
But no, I just slowly breaking your way up your back.
It's a good thing I have so many.
But no, I'm thinking about that maybe because his background is military, that maybe the big game hunter thing is actually a way of dealing with PTSD. Because thinking about hunting big game is a metaphor in his mind for hunting people.
Yeah.
This is kind of similar to, I don't know if you guys saw the last episode of MASH where the...
No, I'm not into propaganda.
Just... I'm not going to chase that one. I'm just going to say, even if you care nothing else about the show, watch the finale episode.
The last episode of MASH is one of the most, surreal and kick you in the balls moments of any TV show I've ever seen.
But anyway,
Ain't no man.
I read the books.
I never read the books.
Are they prosecuted for treason or sedition or anything like that?
No.
Okay, well then I'm not watching it.
all right, so
any which way.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna get the others into what's your normal routine for your other characters? It's something that we never really talk about. Is what's your day-to-day life?
I roll
like?
out of Sable's bed.
Is that a thing? Are you and Silas a thing?
I actually, because I didn't know what character you were going to play.
Yeah.
I was, before I found out you were given a character, I was going to suggest that they were married and ran scams on people.
That works for me.
Young
You
love.
think they're married?
Well, so
You think they're married?
Yeah.
Dating and run scams on
Common
people.
law.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Silas is like, I don't know, dating. I mean, that puts.
I was thinking he
definitions
probably
on
takes
things.
advantage of her because
Maybe.
she's supposed to be like.
Oh, no, she looks sweet and
Right.
innocent.
Nah.
She is not sweet.
Well, I mean,
or
he
innocent.
thinks he's putting one over,
Yeah.
and then
Maybe they have this on again, off again thing, and then it's just like they
Yeah.
get together. It's super
Don't push your
hot,
definitions on me.
right? And then it's like they start running scams, and then it
You try to
ultimately,
cuddle
of
it
course, goes-
out of there.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
yeah, who
She's
doesn't
exactly the kind of woman that hates me.
who doesn't love chemically burned private parts?
Right.
Uh,
They run scams
I
together.
like it because I was going to suggest it. So I found out you were getting a.
It's just chemical hair
They,
removal.
they ultimately go terribly bad, are cons, and then we start
Labia
blaming it
removal.
on each other, and we start trying to backstab each other and
And then you
shit.
hate
Yeah.
fuck.
And then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like we break up and hate this person, and then a month later we get back together again, and we're like, what the hell?
right, and so you're going to get not into the life, but you're going to go track down family,
Yeah.
right? Because you need help. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Because your place of business burned down, and where extortion or the extortion wasn't being paid, and I guess
Right.
you needed a place to crash. And
Right.
so
And then
here we are.
I've got no legitimate front right now.
right. And I have no stake. I mean, you need money to make money, so. And I also got pulled up into the B team recently, so. Yeah, things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, because that's how that works, right?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that you
totally how
get-
it works.
you-
Yeah, everything's working great.
You get brought
Sa-
up, right?
Yeah, Sable and
So
I.
Sable and Silas show up, and Little Garrett and Janny go, who was killed? Because clearly somebody was killed because these two fucks are here.
Brutal. Well, and the outside the smoldering sweet shop that it's pretty obvious somebody was killed. It is still crawling with blue coats, but at this point the fire brigade has pretty much put out the fire.
We turn the corner. I'm like, man, everything's looking up. Everything's going great. Everything, and we turn the corner to this scene. And it's like, oh, it's these two fucks. And we're like, yeah,
Not again.
yeah,
As I look at the fire coming out of the building.
yeah. That ain't me.
Booker,
Jenny, what did you do?
I didn't do shit. I just got here.
Silas walks up. Janie, what'd you do?
She won't tell me.
Look,
Jenny, we talked about this. You can't start setting fires again.
Mm-hmm. Where's
We've been
Mabel?
down this road.
Yeah, where's Mabel?
behind you, there's an inspector. He's got a bowler hat, gnarly looking old guy, maybe in his late 40s. He's got those eyes like if Proust wasn't crazy and was just driven to the edge by regular human violence and not the madness of the ocean.
Right.
This guy has that look, right? But he's got this ugly, scraggly Alan Morey beard and this greasy, dirty coat. But he's got knuckles, right? Like Reggie, like these big, swollen, ugly knuckles. And
This guy's been through the ringer.
yeah, he comes over and he, because you posed the question,
Right.
where's Mabel? And he says, hospital.
What's wrong with her?
She got hurt. Bad.
By the fire?
Burnt?
Was she in the fire?
No. Lucky for her, she hadn't made it back yet. Should go see her.
Which hospital?
Vincent's.
Oh my god.
Well, let's go.
Of course, Janie. Of course we're going. We're all just absorbing what happened. Read the room, Janie. Come on.
So, Booker, you see the crew, the rest of the B team, and I mean, I assume that you've met the spitting image of Mabel at this point. I mean, she's not an unknown quantity to the rest of the group, but yeah, you see the newcomer Silas, you see Mabel's twin Sable.
I think they probably do different hair.
And
they don't look
is it
exactly
Janie
alike.
with a soft A or Janie with a hard A?
It was Janie.
Janny.
Janie. All right, so Janie and of course Little Garrett.
All right, then I come.
Or Lil G.
I come.
Lil G. Yeah.
I come sliding down a rain spout and hit the bottom. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Looks like we're going to be hunting little tykes today.
What does that mean?
He dumps out a pocket full of candy wrappers and cigarette butts and.
Those are definitely kids. Pick up one of the cigarette butts and smell it.
Yeah, so hunting little ones, huh? Janie, get out of here. They're gonna come after. He's gonna come after you because I just think you did the fire.
Didn't burn.
I'll hold him back, Janie.
You're so dense.
Don't talk to me like that.
They also sent something through the unofficial post.
What does that mean?
Or a letter without a letter carrier.
They sent a letter without a letter carrier?
Completely unlicensed, completely irregular.
I love that that's the focus.
Can anybody else read?
Yeah, I can read. Can anybody read?
Yeah, I can read.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I can read.
we can all read.
Go
we,
on.
just haven't taught Janie to read yet.
As a professional
I think
courtesy,
that's on me.
As a professional courtesy, we're
Reading just
going
gets you
to
in
allow
trouble.
your gang to take a look at it before the deputy checks it in as official evidence.
Is he talking about that cat again?
Yeah, just
Yes.
don't address it. It'll go on forever. He'll start showing us those pictures again.
Yeah.
I like to think he has cat pics. doctors.
Oh,
Thank
When
you,
he was, like,
Sergeant.
a
wait until you
Shit.
find out what his vice is.
Oh no!
Thank you, Sergeant
Is it cat
Knuckles.
photography? Because that'd be great.
He just grunts. Sergeant Knuckles is an acceptable moniker.
Wait, where's this letter at?
He leads you back to the safe.
Right. It's
the
wedged.
vault.
Yeah, it's wedged
Sorry.
in the.
Silas
in
walks
the,
I
into
had a
the-
little bit of brain.
Smells like barbecue dog in here.
Vase or
does
vault
smell
and
good.
safe became vase.
Yeah.
Silas walks into the room after everyone else and sees the vault intact. He's like, "Oh, thank God!"
Did you have something in there?
Peculiar crime.
Yeah, my pay.
Peculiar crime. See, I noticed in looking
We get
around
paid?
that the entire building
Not you.
burned
Yes,
down,
Tony.
yet this one envelope was fireproof.
I take the envelope and I crack the seal and open it.
It is cool to the touch,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
There is.
I look at the seal first.
There is a very poor, clumsily done pair of dice wax seal. Like someone didn't have a metal seal,
Yeah.
and they literally took a pair of pip dice and tried to 1 in 6 and make a wax seal.
I didn't know a 6-sided dice had 18 sides.
But
You do know.
I do, yeah.
in
That's how they win so many games.
inside, it simply says
it's not right by the mic.
the note says St. Christoph Bridge, which is
Is it like all spelled wrong and terrible?
so the actually the handwriting is it's sloppy,
Sure.
but not. I mean, it's not someone who. You know, it's not like my dad hit me in the head repeatedly with a brick, kind of
Yeah.
cartoony crayon scrawl sort of thing. But it's not fancy either.
Yeah.
But it indicates that you should be at St. Christoph Bridge at midnight. You know, there's no or else or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there is a P.S. Your safe sucks.
Your safe sucks. You know, honestly, that safe is fucking indestructible. Through all the shit that it's been
Well,
through.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's great. It's the only thing Treacle ever really spent money on.
That's
Right.
right.
So it's obviously a trap.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, not really a trap. I mean, I think the trap has kind of been sprung here, motioning to the kind of half burned down sweet shop. It's sort of the continuation. Where's Big Garrett? Where's Worth? Who else are we missing?
Maple.
Well,
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
to check in the hospital and see how she is first.
I imagine burnt up.
Then
Don't
we can
say
fi-
that! And I like slap your arm.
Then we can find
What's the
worthless.
threads?
That we can find worthless. All right, well let's cut to the hospital. Now, for me, this is a provocative and nightmare image because I hate hospitals. I don't like being in them. I don't like because it's just full of sick and dying people, and they make me very uncomfortable. But the Nightmare Hospital is the hospital of the Victorian era where tools were not disposable
They're
and
clean.
they're made out of steel and just everything was ugly and just pristine, sharp, stiff white corners.
Washing your hands hasn't been invented yet.
Oh
Right.
God!
Yeah.
Just
No
the,
gloves.
No
the
gloves.
That's
smell
Florence
of those
Nightingale.
places.
You just wore the same clothes you walked in with, rolled your sleeves up, went to work.
The blood mop.
Oh God!
Back when doctors
apron.
they were
Yeah.
your prestige
They're
was
butchers.
based on the amount of blood on your frock, dude. Not for me.
I'm with you on that.
That is not the world I want to live
a
in.
horror show.
It's the place you go to die painfully.
But Franklin Vincent's Hospital
For an ingrown toenail.
is precisely that, and it has a big medical ward. There is a women's floor, and it's not a private room. It's just a series of beds with people that have a variety of ailments. So you have women of various ages and various levels of sickness. But
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. In this setting, since it is a hospital, and they do have like, machinery, all kinds of like crazy magic machines.
I guess it depends on how good the hospital is.
Right. Would that be something that they would be using to help people? Or
So for the wealthy, sure, but I don't imagine Mabel. I mean, I don't know like what your guys' stash is like, what kind of money, what kind of money she would have, or what kind of treatment that she could afford. So at this point, I think absolutely they have that, but maybe not even necessarily at this hospital.
Damn.
Yeah, this strikes me as like a shitty, poor neighborhood. You know, we're vocational sort of medical people that want to help the poor and kids, or we want to experiment on the poor and ill. So you have the dichotomy, right, or the extremes.
You can have terrible doctors who aren't experimenting on you, or really good doctors who are experimenting on you.
Or inexperienced young doctors.
Yeah,
but
who may or may not be experimenting on you.
Yeah, that they know of.
Right.
Yeah. But there is a moment where they don't want to let the group of you in, but I don't think that we need to roll dice for it. But Silas is able to
talk them.
Yeah, so we'll blue book that. But when you get to Mabel's bed, it is obvious that there's obviously one thing certainly wrong with her, because the way her bed sheet falls, it is very, very clear that she is missing one of her legs from below the knee, and that it has once again bled through her blankets, to the dismay of her nurses, who grumble a complaint about it. And,
Biter's licking the bloody spot on her blanket.
Oh, come on, Biter.
I'm going to stab Biter.
So,
careful, he's got a gun.
So,
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but knives are usually more effective in close-range combat than guns.
So you brought Biter to the hospital because that the whole camera cruise is restaging and rolling back away to make sure they don't get fucking bit. The other thing is that they don't want to let Biter into the hospital. They're pretty strict about no giant apex predators in the hospital.
But let man in.
Who's going to say no?
I would say he's a police dog. He's a constabulary deputy in the 13th precinct.
There is much harumphing and objection, but eventually the hospital staff realizes that, well, we're doctors in a poor neighborhood, and this is
who gives a shit?
Well, they just, what are they going to do?
He's a therapy animal.
If they're in jawbreaker territory, they have security, and the security is probably jawbreakers.
And security is probably that's actually
emotional support tiger.
Actually,
emotional support tiger, right?
If that's the case, though, she'd probably be getting better care than the run of the mill.
Well, I mean, look who brought her in. Like, we're here, and the first thing Silas is saying is like, he looks at Sable, it's like, we're taking her out. We're getting her out of here. She's not going to die here.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So just so I'm clear, so the people who brought the tiger to the hospital are now going to abscond with the woman who lost a leg.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I understood. All right.
Are we going to kill my character's love interest? Is that what's happening?
Well, I mean, the thing
bacteria is going to
Sable's a leech.
Given enough ammo, Broder's going to kill all of us.
But I'm not a healer.
No, you're not. But I don't think anyone in this hospital is a healer either.
All right.
And I'm sure someone knows a healer.
Obviously,
I don't.
Obviously, no one who is hospital staff wants to let that happen.
Yeah.
So a doctor comes forward and insists that there's no way that this woman is leaving this facility. She needs proper medical attention, and she can get that here.
Is there something like a
Medicare?
No, I'm not. I understand we're already basically in a VA. Is there some
shots fired?
It's a European setting. No one's paying for this.
No, everyone's paying.
So okay. So is there anything in this setting like a telegram?
So what we've been using actually through all the campaigns is the Urchin Network, where it's like there are orphan kids everywhere, and you slide them some coin, and I don't mean coin, I mean just like literal.
Well, the reason I'm asking about telegrams or telegraphs specifically is because of the fact that the telegraph wires would follow
the trains.
Yeah. And usually the train stations were the
So remember, we established that at midpoint they picked up newspapers that were recent.
Yeah.
Because that's how, when going out, Callum informed you guys about the...
So we could...
Well, there could still be a message, we just never got it.
I was trying to figure out, like, would there be a way to get a message to Proust? Because keep in mind, Proust is attached to an actual hospital that has a whole lot of cultism and quackery, but there also are real doctors there.
Well, I'm going to bring up the other
real
point
medical care.
of no one here has any money. You have one coin.
Yeah, Proust has all the money.
And I don't think we know the combination to the safe.
The one person who might is the one laying on the table missing a leg.
Right. Yeah, and she's like out of it. They've got her like on laudanum. So.
Oh yeah, there's so much opium coursing through her veins. Yeah,
she's in a happy place.
Yeah, if you squeeze, it might come out of her pores.
Right.
Or her leg.
Oh, pus.
Not pus. It's laudanum.
Right.
And some pus.
She hasn't been here long enough for pus.
Yeah,
No,
that's another day. That's another 24 hours.
The same day. God damn.
Yeah, but one doctor he has not given his name, but has taken charge and refuses to let you leave with her.
What are you doing for her?
I want to determine, like, I want to talk to this guy a little bit. Like, pull him aside. Like, I'm trying to convince him to let us leave with her, but I'm not actually doing that. What I'm actually doing is I'm trying to figure out, is this guy a legit doctor, or is this guy like...
Does he actually care?
Yeah, is he a barber surgeon? Does he moonlight as a butcher? Does he pull
surgery? Chet, why don't you go ahead and do another 3-dice fortune roll for me? And Wayne, he looks at you, looks back at her, realizes that you're her sibling.
And I'm pulling on the
Save my
staff
baby,
and
come on.
no!
He goes to change his tone a little bit.
Let's see. 3 bad outcome, poor effect.
Okay, so he goes to change his tone a little bit and realizes what, and then he kind of looks at you with a little bit of expressed interest, but then confusion because he's not sure if you're serious or not. And then he looks over and sees Silas giving him the read, and he grabs her chart. And he's like, "What do you mean? What do we do? I'm the doctor. You're the..." And he starts spouting off medical terms and yada 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 yada. Don't make me call security.
Booker slaps him.
Booker
slaps him.
The doctor goes reeling. And the clipboard goes skittering across the floor.
It's like, God damn it, man! Pull yourself together. You're making no sense. You're just babbling. We are dealing with a street gang that has invented fireproof paper. And you're carrying on with all of these made-up medical terms because you think commoners like us won't know the difference. But as an assistant to a deputy of the 13th precinct of the Blue Coast,
assistant to his own fucking cat.
I will have you know that I will not be tricked so easily.
All right, he's trying to...
No, goddammit, pull yourself together. We have to move this patient before they burn down everything in this place, too, except whatever bloody letter they leave you.
He throws up his hands and he screams, fine, take her.
I pick up the chart.
I think we're going to have to beat him.
I pick up the chart. I want to look at the chart.
I mean, if you insist, officer.
Well, some of the nurses are like, oh, they're screaming.
We might need to beat them, too.
Does the bed have wheels?
So the bed, do they do that? I don't think
Not back
so.
then.
Yeah, no, it does not. However, there is a wheelchair in the hallway.
Or gurney. They'd have gurneys.
Let's just
abscond with the bed. Let's just carry rid of the office. Let's just carry the bed out of here.
There's like 8 of us.
As the doctor was running away and people are screaming, I kind of look at you guys real quick. Like, we have to get her out of here, even if we can't get a doctor, because somebody tried to. They burned the sweet shop down. They attacked her.
Where do we take her?
I'm sorry.
We got to take her somewhere. We can't leave her here. She's like he said. She's unprotected.
Yeah, they're gonna kill her, and she's the only one with the combination to the vault.
During all of this,
That's what you're worried about?
What?
Jenny is going to
She lost her leg. It's terrible.
Pill for some drugs.
Okay, all right.
Fucking Jenny.
Yeah. So we're doing vertical.
Yep, I'm using prowess.
Got it.
That's my girl.
I mean, we are making a scene.
4.
A 4 on that success with some consequence. All right, so you
Right.
Yeah.
I have a better idea for how these characters are related. I think I'm your mom, but I say I'm your sister, kind of thing.
Oh,
gross.
Yeah. Because
I was a prostitute.
she's a prostitute. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're doing God's work, but kids
No,
are
you're-
gross.
Yeah, you're Auntie Garrett.
Right.
I think you're my aunt.
No.
My mother's really dead, but you're
Mother's
really my
dead.
mom.
She's dead inside.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
She has dead eyes.
Well, I'm still young. I'm not old. I think
Well,
that's
to
why.
Janny,
I
you're
think that's
ancient.
why I said. That's why I said sister, because like little Garrett's still young.
All right. So Janny has
Was
got
too
a
young to have a
bottle
kid.
of the good stuff, right? But caused a spill, not a huge one, but enough to attract the attention of one of the attending nurses, who points a finger at you and yells. At which point, Mabel reaches up and grabs Silas, and she's like, just get me out of here. Just. She kind of fades back to sleep.
Jenny runs for it.
All right, so the rest of you see Janny bolts, pill bottles go skittering across the ground. A couple of nurses go running after Janny, and everyone else just gets the hell out of the way of the madmen with the tiger,
Right.
who are helping this patient out, carrying her bed.
I lean over to
So
little
there's a
Garrett,
huge
pointing at
distraction
Janny.
There is a huge distraction, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some chemicals.
Like, are they? I lean over to you. I'm like, pointing a little to Janny. I'm like,
Hit the cash
did she
box
just
still.
screw up stealing, or is she very expertly causing a distraction?
Who knows with her? She does whatever she wants. I can't control her. She
God,
doesn't
you-
listen.
God, you sound like her mother. And he goes,
I pull a knife on her.
whoa, yeah, you might need that later. Let's get a wheelchair. Mabel wants to go.
Yeah, there's one in the hallway, and she's like, I got it. And she kind of, you know how
Yeah.
sick people and sore throat and stuff, and she gets herself into the chair. You ever been to the hospital and somebody's throat gets all dicked up?
I know, but how do you're like demonstrating how she's getting in the wheelchair? You're like,
Well, you gotta
and
move your
I'm
butt.
saying, well, of course, yeah, she's kind of sick and in the hospital, missing a like sore throat. Like, oh, I'm sorry, little sniffle too.
I mean,
Her
it's,
whispering,
Her voice.
her whispering, I guess, would make sense because
Should we
she's on
move
a lot
her
of
from this
drugs.
floor to the
Yeah.
ICU?
She's
Well-
out. I think it's she's out of it.
we all spent more than
Sort of.
20 minutes in this hospital. We all probably have strep and
Oh, God.
like gonorrhea
Again,
or
it's
something.
fucking- it's fucking
just
staph
from
infections.
being here. Yeah.
So the staff obviously is very, very distraught with everything that just occurred. And as you're leaving the hospital, you're getting away. You can hear that shrill, distinct blue coat whistle in the distance.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Spider.
But you,
I filled my pockets with painkillers.
yeah.
Well, she'll probably need those, but I know that's not why you grabbed them.
So where are you taking her? As you're rolling her down the uneven cobblestone streets
I mean, we're
of Duskfall? Yeah, because you imagine how fucking miserable that ride is. Where are you
we're taking
going?
this
She's probably on
down.
morphine and shit.
We have
Those wheelchairs weren't. Very
no.
good.
Those are the
Especially back
they're
then, no.
chairs with wheels.
Yeah,
not
they're
wheel
literally
chairs.
wooden chairs
Yeah.
with wheels that were made of just metal.
Yeah.
And the stitch splitting.
After about a block or so, Silas just kind of stops and looks around like, okay, I don't like have a plan here
Great.
or money
Great.
or anywhere to go. I actually don't have I don't really have a place right now. I mean, I kind of do.
I'm
but
in between places.
I'm I'm unhoused.
A nicer hospital?
I mean,
Jenny has rags stuffed up her nose because she's covered in ether.
whoa,
We could. Oh my god, Jesus.
we
could bring it to a better hospital.
but we have no money.
Just go to
Yeah, but you could talk him into taking her. We'll just say she's somebody else.
Let's go to a boarding house.
You want me to disguise myself, pretend to be rich,
I'm shaking my head. Yes.
con my way into an expensive hospital to
Yeah.
take care of our friend because our enemies won't suspect her being there because they know we can't afford it.
Yeah.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. You just put it under a different name.
Yeah, no, this is easy. This is called Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is a Tuesday.
But we can't.
Tuesday, you screwed up.
No, Tuesday I screwed. And he gives her a wink.
Oh, that's sweet. Honey.
Not well.
Ew.
Not well. God damn.
I mean, you know.
Don't worry, Sable. I'll teach you a few things.
Jamie, are you getting high on ether?
I'm trying not to.
Trying not to.
Mabel, you in?
Nice. Eric's got the method thing going.
Right. Mabel, you in? He goes, yep, she's in.
She's like, yeah, let's go.
Where are we going?
Well, you know what? Why aim low? What's the nicest hospital in the city?
What is the nicest hospital in the city?
Probably
that's
the university hospital.
there. I think that's perfect. Yes, the university hospital.
Academic. They have a whole district.
Yes,
yeah.
in the academic district. I think that's where the finest doctors in all of not just Duskfall, but all of the islands study here. Yeah, no, they're great doctors. It's like they're a WashU.
Yeah. I need to make a stop. I will meet you, and he gives you a street to meet him by.
Is that hospital in the city?
No, it is not.
But the he basically he has a stash for some of his kit, and he gets his fine disguise kit. Fine.
All right, so you have a fine disguise kit.
Yes.
And you're going to try to con your way into the university hospital. So you roll up, I'm assuming not with the entire crew and Biter in tow.
Yeah, they're meeting me at a street corner like a block or so.
If this fails, our fallback plan is to rob the poor hospital to pay their medical bill.
Why don't we
and
rob the rollers?
I mean, rob somebody. Somebody. Rob
the nice hospital.
Look, this can be a mad lib.
Nice
rob somebody to pay for the nice hospital.
So are you dressed like a doctor, or
No, I'm dressed like a wealthy person. Like he's cleaned up. Like, you know how a person without a stash can't even really pretend without a setup to be wealthy, unless they have a fine disguise kit, which the slide does.
Which I do too.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No. You have a fine shadow cloak.
Yeah.
And you have night vision goggles.
I do.
Dick.
All right, so Chad, you wheel her into the hospital area again. It's not large by today's standard, but certainly larger than Vincent Hospital that you were just at. And there's someone behind the front desk and looks at Mabel, who is quite sickly and pale and bled through bandages, as you know her leg is wont to do. Oh my God, sir! How can we help you?
I hand them my business card. Some AW asshole in finance or whatever.
But yes,
Oh, asshole.
Mr. Asshole, how can we?
The Northampton assholes.
Oh wow!
It's pronounced a shoal.
Excuse you.
My cousin was passing through and the Crow's Nest district, looking to go to do some shopping down there. She knows this great seamstress, and then Mabel kind of pulls my arm like, I'm sorry, dear. When there was this terrible fire and an accident, I'm not exactly clear what happened. Obviously, she was hurt. Well, I got a message, and I found her in this horrid hospital called whatever the hell that hospital was. And, there was a man there with a hunting cat. Everybody had guns. It was dirty. And suffice it to say, I got her out of there as quickly as I can. And now we're here. I would like to put her in your capable hands.
Let's go ahead and what are we rolling? Again, it's vertical insight.
I would say resolve.
Resolve, all right.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to figure anything out. I am running a con.
Gotcha,
Like,
okay.
I am doing my job.
You're swaying her.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
And I haven't gone to full mesmerism yet, because that's, like, on a score. So I get 1, and then... Well, I get 2 for the thing. Mm-hmm. And I would say I have not just a disguise kit, I have a fine disguise kit.
Sure, I think that certainly warrants a die.
Yep. As far as disadvantages go, I mean, I can't think of any because there's no, like, opposition. Like, for her to
She's
check
an
my
unknown
story...
quantity. Yeah.
For her to check my story, she would have to take a bus to the bad side of town.
Right.
And that's not going to happen.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to verify your story is time.
Right. Yeah. So, like, there is bills to come due, and I have to dance around that. But that does not hurt me getting in.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't prevent her from getting aid now.
Yep. All right. So I got 3. 2 6s. Yeah.
So that's
Exceptional outcome. Great effect.
So she absolutely
Is this what it's like to
Yes.
be you guys?
Yes.
Yes. To be
Wow.
to crush
Hey,
the
Turns
hero.
out that not only they let you in, that there's actually a medical trust left for the Scholl family. You're already paid up.
She
name of the
certainly takes. Sometimes people just click,
granddad.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
She just immediately takes a liking to you, and those credits certainly transfer to Mabel.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so she's able to, bark some orders at some lower level nurses and or orderlies to make sure that she is ushered away to a good room, and she's got your business card, and she tells you, her name, whatever it is, you can make it up. I don't fucking care.
Scholl.
Yes, Nurse Scholl.
Her name.
Yeah, Nurse Scholl. She,
Yeah.
but
VS Schultz?
No, that's a branch we don't like to talk about.
from the decayed side.
Yes.
But so your Mabel is ushered off into a room, and
Before she goes, I hold her hand, and I lean in real close to her, and as I'm saying, I hope you get better. The caring sort of family member, but to where they can't hear it, I'm like, you don't say anything to fuck this con up, otherwise you're gonna get thrown in the garbage, and I'm gonna get thrown in jail.
Understood.
And 2, what is the combination to the safe?
She
He is looking at
she
her
leans
dead
over,
serious.
and she leans over in your ear, and she says, "Go fuck yourself."
God, I knew Treacle was a freak, but
And thank you.
How do you even spell that with numbers?
nurse, I think she needs some more laudanum. Get better. Get better.
Just not giving you the combination.
Like father, like daughter.
What are you, a crackhead? There's no way.
You miss every shot you don't
Yeah,
take.
that is an excellent point.
He was gambling that she was real hopped up, but it was a long trip.
So what's
across
the
town.
class that specializes in safe cracking and all that stuff?
That would be the lurk.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that's the lurk or the slide.
And technically, leeches can too, with their because they can wreck things and they have stuff.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get their hands
Yeah, there's a
stuck
whole-
on it.
Right. Don't bring that up, man.
It's a sore subject.
Yeah, every time he wipes,
Yeah, I
it's a sore
literally have
subject.
four locks.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
I would
Right,
get
just pass through it.
like an attachment. Right.
There's actually 3 ways to play a leech, which is the alchemical weird guy, there's the sparkcraft guy, and then there's the saboteur, where you you can destroy stuff on a spiritual level. You can destroy stuff on a technological level. Yeah, leech is a really interesting class.
So
Anyway.
when Silas comes out, I'm waiting for him. And how'd it go?
It didn't go well.
She dead?
No, she's in there. They're taking care of her. She's got a room. We're gonna be
dead.
She's dead. Yeah, she's not. Well, when she's on ether.
So they're taking care of her.
Yeah, no, they're taking care of her.
Give a great big hug, and I whisper in the ear, "When this is all over, I'll wear the black thing you like."
He kind of shudders.
The strap on.
Hey, International Women's Day, man. Don't judge. Everyone has a vice.
I mean, my character,
But that's not his voice.
My
He
character's
doesn't
been
consider
through it
a
all. I
voice.
don't think she would judge.
Right. She probably has tips.
Probably too small for her.
He turns around and he's like, yeah, I just couldn't get the safe combo out of her. So. What?
So did she tell you who did this?
No.
Isn't it
So you
obvious
thought
with the letter?
asking for the fucking save combo was the best way to spend your time?
Well, I mean, I got her in there. It's like what if something happens to her?
It's Silas. What'd you
Silas,
expect?
oh my god.
Yeah, just so you know, his notes written by Brodor is motivated by coin, and he has on the inside of his palm a tattoo that is a gold coin that he holds out like "pay me." Sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like whenever he gets paid, he holds out his hand with the gold coin tattoo on the palm.
Just money, please.
Yep. It's like you make small talk, but you got to pay him. He just holds out the coin.
So what are you going to do about this meeting?
Oh, fucking! I'm not going to this meeting. Are you insane? They'll kill us.
Yeah, it's obviously a trap.
Yeah, it's a murder town out there on the bridge.
So what are we going to do?
It's bridge. There's no place to hide. It's well lit.
He says before he catches himself, like, well, we can go to Mabel.
Well, I mean, if we know who did it, and they're going to be at the bridge, don't you want a little bit of revenge?
Hell yes.
Yeah, but I don't want to die.
That's what I'm saying. What are we going to do? We can't just walk onto the bridge.
Who?
That would be the last thing they expect.
I mean, she's not wrong. Oh, okay. Who did this? And I don't mean individual people. Do we know, like, this was a gang hit? Or it was the Bluecoats?
It's the rollers.
The rollers cut her leg off?
Yeah, the symbol on the envelope. It's theirs.
Out of character.
But she wasn't burnt.
When you said sash, you weren't talking about like a red sash.
No, it was literally a red sash of a red sash's sash somebody's sash who they
But not
took.
of the formal.
No, it was the
red
gang
sash.
colors.
It was a gang member sash. That
Yeah,
they
the
literally
gang
took a
colors.
red sash and basically, hey, look, she is the property of the red sashes.
Right.
Yeah.
And did any of us get that memo? Like, we got the rollers one?
So
but-
yes, we're gonna hop in the TARDIS.
Okay,
And
yeah.
Obviously, the game master did not do a good job of making that clear. When said NPC pulled the sash out of his coat, it was a red sash from a red sash sword fighty red
Yeah,
sash.
From the red sashes.
It was their
The
gang
red
colors.
sashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, do any of us know that? Because we
Yeah.
found her in the hospital.
Did the doctors tell us or give her
You stole the chart, right?
I did.
You stole the chart.
Then
so
it'd be in
maybe
the
it's-
description.
Yeah.
Then it's absolutely.
So we're probably
in the
like standing there,
description.
we're like having this conversation, like, okay, do we know who in a broad sense did it? And you're like, everyone's probably
I'm
like,
reading it over.
talk, and you're like, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it says here that she was brought in bleeding profusely from a leg, tied off with a red sash.
red, like, you mean like blood-soaked sash, right?
No, it just says red sash.
I mean,
a tourniquet of a red sash.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't,
No, a blood-soaked
I mean,
red sash, not a red blood-soaked. Like,
I mean, that's not proof.
You think they did it as a symbol of, you belong to this red sash? You think a red sash did this?
I don't.
Or you
I
think
hope not?
No, I think that they were making a statement.
Well, did the guys do anything to the red sashes?
It could go either way. It could be, hey, this person's protected by the red sashes, or this could be, this person's a red sash,
Well, maybe we
marking
need-
her as...
Wait. Did we do anything to the red sashes?
Not this week.
No, I thought aren't we part of the red sash?
Well, yeah, but every now and then.
Maybe we need to talk to them.
But if they're the ones... Yeah. Do we go to the bridge and talk to them?
Do we know anyone in the red sashes?
I mean, the gang does.
Uncle T talks to them all the time.
Yeah.
But he's not here.
Well, we could just pretend that
Aren't
it
you
is, and he
his
sent
fucking
us.
daughter?
No, nobody knows that.
We don't. I don't know
Yeah,
that.
Oh, no one knows that.
Because are they identical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like they have different.
Oh yeah.
Well, not
No one
anymore.
Yeah, no one knows that yet. All the people who know that are on a train headed this way. That a couple days
There's
ago.
only one person that knows that, and that's Alex. Because
Yeah.
even Uncle Treacle
Nobody
doesn't
was-
remember that.
Yeah,
right?
nobody was
Right.
paying. Yeah, no
Oh
one was
my
paying
God.
attention.
See,
Yeah.
we were talking about that, about how Uncle Treacle's going to get off the train and see his daughter with one leg.
And be like, what the fuck happened to you?
No, not even going to know that she's
Who
your
she
daughter.
is.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, sucks to suck.
Yep.
Look at this cripple bitch.
She's only good for an ass.
Well, hold on,
Why
though.
do you always give her so much money and jobs?
That's going to be weird because you have a doppelganger. Like,
Well, no, not necessarily because
They,
you
actually,
don't
they have
know.
different hair. They don't look exact.
Well, Mabel has a twin sister.
yeah.
No one knows Sable is Uncle Treacle's daughter.
But Uncle Treacle does, is my point.
Right.
Uncle Treacle knows,
Yeah.
and he's going to have a doppelganger of his daughter around them all the time.
Oh
I
my
would
gosh,
guess-
wait
yeah,
a minute.
because-
you don't remember Mabel's your daughter.
No.
You do remember
Sable.
Sable's
No,
your
no, no.
daughter.
Yeah, that's my point.
Because the story he told
Was the day that she was born.
was
yeah.
born, and since they're identical twins, they were born at the same
Same day,
time.
yeah.
so he lost both.
He lost
So
both.
Yeah.
basically, we're retconning and saying the days my daughters were born.
Yes.
Right? Yes. He just
Okay.
pluralized daughter.
Everybody loves a good retcon. So
Love it.
I'm really. I mean, this. Sorry, I know.
No,
because this is like this has to do with the other characters so much.
Well, so-
because like
yeah.
the three of our
See,
characters.
this is what I was talking about.
The three of our characters. Well, yeah, because we have some girls now.
We do.
We
If
the
we
three of
can
our
please get
characters were
some
raised
more.
by Treacle as kids, and we never knew these two
No,
girls
well-
that were around all the time. That just seems weird.
No,
No,
they
because
weren't.
they weren't. Yeah, they weren't around. Treacle was
There was
protecting.
his like, okay,
Yeah, Treacle was protecting. And remember, Treacle is not a cutter, nor is he a whisperer or a leech.
so they're
or-
more like they
he's-
spent the summer with Dad
Of-
every now and
Of
then.
all the classes,
kept them
Treacle
away. Okay.
is the spider, the class to keep that a secret from you.
So then now them being with the gang is for what reason? Like because they're old enough or something?
because remember, Sable isn't really part of the gang. He kept her separate,
Right.
And Treacle noticed that his other daughter Mabel was actually running things on her own, and decided to kind of, unbeknownst to her, bring her sort of into the fold, and just this invisible hand from behind the curtain kind of molding her and guiding her in this criminal enterprise because she had an aptitude for it.
So
And
what a mindfuck it's going to be when they realize that Treacle did this all deliberately to study nature versus nurture.
and I hate to take such a side tangent, but I feel like it fleshes out the characters.
Yeah, no,
more,
it
because
does.
it helps me understand the relationship.
Mike and I actually had a conversation about this whole thing this week
Yeah.
about how far to go with Mabel, and I'm like, I would say only go X far, which is as far as he did. He wanted to go further.
The question
Jesus
was.
Christ, Mike!
The question was.
legs.
The question
What else was
was.
going to happen to her on that street?
Can I kill Big Garrett and mutilate Mabel?
Yeah, and I was like, Big Garrett's all yours. It's your character. Don't put Mabel through a meat grinder and turn her into a sideshow freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
her-
the fuck? That
I
was
said,
part of my character.
give her a few scars or cut her arm off or something like that. And the reason why is because too many characters are now connected to her and adjacent to her.
Right.
So you can't make her totally fucked up, otherwise it would crush these other parts. of
And
these
that was
other
even
parts.
before he knew that I was creating a character that was her sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's actually real life. I had no idea.
Yep.
So the question on the table was, do we go to the meeting? Do we avoid the meeting? And what's the next course of action?
How far away on like the map from us is this meeting? Like the bridge?
It's not very far at all.
Is it like does our territory and their territory like intersect there? Or something?
So this section here, right in the middle where 1 is, literally that section is Crow's Nest. A is literally the bridge that they want you to meet on at
So we have to
midnight.
go through the crows.
Well, so you're
Crow territory
so
to get there.
The sweet shop is here. So the short
okay.
answer, the short answer is yes, but it's also Red Sash territory.
So this is basically like split in half.
Yeah, or it's more kind of
it's all over.
Yeah,
gerrymandered.
It's gerrymandered. Exactly, and it's generally split between 3 gangs. The Lamp Blacks, which are in league with the Red Sashes.
Are they like south side? Is that what this is north, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, so that's north. I don't actually have that gridded out. I don't know. I just know that sort of in an abstract way. Yeah.
Okay.
That the Crows are the largest gang. Besides the Bluecoats.
Right.
I got a question. When Booker pulled out the cigarettes and the candy wrappers, were the candy wrappers from Treacle's?
No.
Okay, so where were the candy wrappers from?
The candy wrappers are from a sweet shop that is literally next door or a couple doors down from Strathmill House, which is where it's a big orphanage. Most of the orphans are on the streets for certain in Duskfall find themselves going through that house, right? And there is a sweet shop, and they have a very distinct, I don't have it, the top of my head, but they have a very distinct black and gold, wrapper with a little filigreed signature for that sweet shop, and it's a couple doors down.
Right. This is the sweet shop outside the orphanage. And they were all over up where you found these?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
At least 4 spots.
Yeah, he that building, and that building.
So they were casing the joint.
Sounds to me like we've got another candy war in our hands.
I love the idea that our fucking candy shop was warring with other candy shops. Oh my god!
Booker, that's absolutely ludicrous. Totally insane. And because you said it, I think we should burn down that candy shop.
Right? Let's get on it.
Booker's never steered us wrong.
No, I know. It's I have to say, I don't agree with, and Silas says this out, I don't agree with anything Booker says. I think you're completely insane. And also absolutely right. And,
at minimum, it's a legitimate business that, and he kind of interferes with our own legitimate business.
yeah. I say we roll down there, and we case the place. And if they have any money, we steal it. And on the way out, we burn it to the ground.
We can at least see if any red
their legs off.
We can at least see if any red
Whoever's
sashes bought any candy.
Well, I mean, what if it's just like a part timer? Just trying to earn some money.
We take the leg.
Yeah. If it's a part timer, they chose who they worked for.
Do I have to watch? Can I like just rifle through their stuff? And
oh my god!
I have tender hands.
You're so weak.
I don't need a 5 foot tall ex-ho shaming me.
I punch you in the gut as hard as I can.
Oh, God, this is my nice waistcoat. Oh, did you break a button? Fuck you, bitch. Oh, God.
Gee, hit him again. I want to see him shit.
God. No. We need the clothes. We need the clothes. It's part of this, guys.
I flinch at
For Mabel. For Mabel. I need the clothes. Oh, God.
Little Garrett.
Well, now that Silas is
Little
on...
Garrett, just do me a favor. Don't kick him between the legs. I need that.
Yeah.
Anywhere else is fine.
Yeah. No, the face, too. You said,
Yeah, you can have the face.
I like a
do so
game
much
of shit
better.
pants as much as the next guy. But let's go.
I feel like Booker would be down for some jokes like that.
Shit pants.
oh, that's funny. Let's show front.
Oh, the shit in his pants.
It's only
Let's see it squirt.
Let's see how much is in there.
There's a little squeak at the end.
It's only a few blocks. It's only a few blocks over, right? It's only a few blocks down. Even if you're on the extreme side of that particular district of the city, it's still only a few blocks to the sweet shop next to the Strathmill
I should have
House.
said a 5 foot tall nickel whore. That's what I should have said.
For the time, that still seems expensive.
Yeah, I mean, she
Farthing.
exotic. She the exotic.
I know you're just talking shit, but little Garrett is actually very attractive.
Oh yeah, no.
She was very...
Yeah.
But
In
the
demand.
She was saved, basically. 'Cause
Yeah.
She'd been...
And she doesn't do that anymore.
No, she was-
Silas is legit just being a dick.
Yeah, no. She was legit a, like, way too young to be prostitute kind of situation. It's a disgusting city.
Yeah.
Of all people, you're the person making that fucking face.
Because I just think about all the Tracy Lords jacking off I did, and it makes me feel bad.
If it makes you feel better, I don't think about you jacking off Tracy Lords, even after this conversation.
She poops big. That's all I know.
In case anyone didn't notice,
Wow.
I'm not running the game.
All right.
There's no big poop energy in my game.
That's true. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
No.
That's my fault. So the question is that it's early afternoon at this point. I mean, because you've had an early day of fires and violence, and then tracking through the city, making your way to a couple different hospitals. The sweet shop it's open for business. It's afternoon on a regular day during the week, right? And you can see the large, multi-story orphanage just a few doors down and across the street from the sweet shop. And periodically, you'll see kids from the orphanage that will either be panhandling or pickpocketing or essentially generating revenue to get candy at the sweet shop.
So I'm going to set up across the street in a disguise, nothing crazy, like a fake mustache and a hat, nothing crazy, and just kind of hang out, smoke, read a newspaper, and I'm just observing the comings and goings.
All right.
And is this place like a front, like
ours?
Well, ours is like our base, right? And
Yeah.
we don't really run illegal activities out of it, except for like meetings.
You would know if you actually watched our place, though. You would notice clearly some shit's going on here.
Right,
Some
yeah.
rough customers are coming in daily.
I guess, and we do drops. We do
Yes.
money drops
You
and
said
stuff.
doo-doo.
Do
And drop.
Doo-doo drops.
drops. Again, it's got that big,
All right.
got that big poop energy.
So
You did this.
So as if on cue,
Yeah.
to answer your question, you see a group of 3 individuals come walking from the other end of the street, cross over to the sweet shop. So we're going to call it Ditto's.
Okay.
So Ditto's Sweet Shop.
Ditto Sweets.
Yeah, Ditto's Sweets.
You get 2 of everything you order, but it costs 3 times as much. But
That's a good racket.
But yeah, people are stupid because they think they're getting more.
They're getting more.
It's like buying tokens at Dave and Buster's.
Right.
The exchange rate is such complex math. It
Right.
gives me a migraine.
I was thinking like a fireworks thing. The buy 4, buy 1 get 4 free, but they charge you the price of 6 of them for one.
And we try to run ads saying no, they're screwing you, but in the end, it's just no, you get one thing from.
It's like what they're known for.
Yeah.
Like, why would we go there? We get twice as much.
following these people at.
All right. So the 3 of them, as you're walking up, is the cat with you?
Oh yeah.
The giant cat makes me so uncomfortable.
In the previous game I ran before this, we had a hunter whose pet was a monkey.
No.
A large, not the monkey was large. It wielded 2 large, scary knives. And none of the people in the group were kind of fighters. I mean, they were fighters. We had fighters in there. But when the serious damage needed to be get done, they sent in the monkey.
Yeah.
And it was a blender. It's like, oh, ha, ha,
It's like
monkey.
fucking-
And then the monkey's in your face with these knives. And the monkey
So he's Yoda. You
was
guys
a
sit Yoda.
psychopathic murder serial
Think
killer.
about it like one of the
Murder monkey.
the
It was a
organ
murder
grinder,
monkey.
one of the organ grinder monkeys,
Yeah.
where the monkeys would go around and pick people's pockets. Except instead of picking people's pockets, it had big giant knives.
Yeah, and it just slit throats.
pretty
It was insatiable. The hard part was not getting it to fight. The hard part was pulling it back, so not too many
It's like
innocents died.
constant rage
Yeah.
potion on
It
the
was
monkey.
rolls for the hunter to control the monkey.
Oh my
Right.
god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, we've seen some amazing animals in this game.
So the 3 guys are walking up to Ditto's Sweets. They look like street toughs, right? I mean, but they look like shit street toughs, or they low tier street toughs. So they're not big big gang guys, but
Yeah.
they're not. Their affiliation is not obvious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their affiliation is not obvious because they don't. It's difficult to see like if they have any tattoos or markings or what have you. But Booker, who is
Genie,
What?
go that big guy there,
Yeah.
the one with the gun. Yeah, pick his pocket.
Okay.
all right. So Janie's walking up behind this guy, about to make contact, when then Booker and Biter are walking toward the other side of the street, which causes them to stop, giving aid, or we'll call it basically a bonus die without any stress to Dan, because they're intimidated by the approach of the giant cat to steal said guy's gun.
2 6s.
Critical.
So you
Fuck you guys. I mean, yay.
Yeah, you pull the gun. He is in modern gangster style. He has a flintlock pistol tucked in the back of his belt, and they're literally a short chain and a pair of bronze dice that are hanging from the gold chain, which you would expect to make noise, but you hook it with Pinky, and you've pulled the guy's pistol away. And they're walking toward the door of the sweet shop. They're
Jamie comes up to me and is like, I look at her and I'm like, you didn't get anything? And she opens up her coat. She's got like this hog's leg gun under there. I'm like, what? Where the fuck did you get that?
He had it on the back of his pants.
I was looking right at you.
60 caliber fucking a 60 caliber ball smoothbore pistol.
I say back in the smoothbore era, you know what the most common caliber was? Fucking 75.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
the
a standard
hog leg.
musket ball. Yeah, they were 3/4 of an inch across.
Silas is like a god.
They were
He's like, I was
monstrous.
looking right at you. How did you pull that?
What are you talking about? It was sloppy. She was slow.
Sloppy? What?
Come on, Jenny. We gotta work on that.
So they stop.
You're never satisfied. Never.
If you just do things right the first time.
Silas is looking at you like, save only.
One of the guys stops and opens the door very politely for you to go into the sweet shop first.
Tiger goes in. At which point, Booker takes the door from them and holds it for them and motions them to go on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. The war of politeness. Who wins? The British guy? Maybe.
They go in, and it's at that point that Booker sees that each of the guys steps away from Biter, back from the corner, back into the sort of the side walls or corners of this small sweet shop, and there's an old man behind the counter with a very disturbingly greasy yinkle, or a comb over that hides your. You grow the hair really, really long on one side. My dad always called it a yinkle. And he's got it greased and slicked over, and he has a pair of dice tattooed under his left eye, and his hand is underneath the table, as these three much younger toughs who you now notice also have dice tattoos in the back of a hand here, a neck there. I've backed away. His hand, like I said, is underneath the counter, and we'll cut outside.
No. Give me one more action. Give me one more action. All right. So as soon as Biter goes in, these three guys goes in, Booker just closes the door behind them, takes his rifle off his shoulder, blows out the front window, and then steps in through the front window instead of the door.
Jesus Christ. All right, so everyone there, of course, hears the rifle report and the shattering
Silas just picks his
glass.
paper up and goes,
All right, so
Man has no subtlety.
you guys are all clustered together. Jeannie is showing off the
yeah.
pistol.
I stand in front of Jenny after I hear the shot.
Aw, you're so sweet because you're such a cunt to her, and then you care about her.
I have to play it off like I'm her fighting sister. Like, what do you want?
So the gun goes off.
The gun goes off. The glass shatters.
Yeah.
The camera cuts back to the alley where the four of you are gathered.
Yeah, that man has no subtlety.
I mean, I expected no less.
Silas reaches into Janny's coat, pulls out the hog leg, and starts running across the street. And he's like, "Come on!"
All
I
right.
thought you didn't want to get killed.
Me? He's like, he's halfway down the street. He's like, "Look at that, me!"
I love that shot too. Like you're running towards the building. You're in the middle of the street and you're yelling at the alley behind you, but like you're the only principal character on camera as you're yelling at the alley. Right.
Because we're fucking stealthy as shit.
Right.
And she's probably hiding somewhere.
So you're running across the street. You see the situation as described. We cut back into the sweet shop, and everyone's a bit shocked. You know, ears are ringing from the rifle report. There's shattered glass, and you know that rifle smoke everywhere. You know, is billowed into the room, and the guy pulls his hand out from under the counter, and now all four of them, the old man and the three young street toughs, have all put their hands up, and they seem to be subdued by the presence of smoking rifle and giant apex predator.
Quick question for you folks. Do you happen to sell candy that has wrapper or something like this?
And of course, it's a silly question because you look over his right shoulder, and there's a huge black sign with the gold over, and the filigree ditto sweets inside, and the guy just kind of, he doesn't even look over his shoulder, he just nods to you, with his hands up.
Silas jumps through the blown out window with a pistol and says, "Nobody move!" His fake mustache is kind of hanging down.
All right.
Have you been researching fireproof paper?
Oh my god.
I step through the glass very gently and look.
By the way, all the while this is going on, Booker's just like it's just any other moment of any other day is reloading his gun.
The three street toughs.
He's just reloading the gun while he's having this conversation.
The three street toughs look at each other, and two of them, sure as shit, look at your left leg.
So, who wants to tell me who hurt my sister?
I shoot one of them on the far right in the head, and I go, "Not that one."
Damn.
Wow! I walk up to the other one that had looked at my leg.
I drop the gun.
I get right up next to him, look him in the eye. It was you, wasn't it?
I just handed the saw. I just handed him the saw. He's not even one of us. He's not even one of ours, man. He's a contractor. He's somebody else's. He's not ours. He's not a roller, man. This had none of. I mean, he's not ours.
I slipped that into his pants.
Wait, like, whoa.
What
So
the hell? You're not playing the odds.
So Sable walks, pulls his pants, and sticks her hand very briefly down the front of his pants.
Oh, this is awesome. Watch this. This is awesome.
I
just roll my eyes
very gently for 2 steps, and then I take off running and dive behind the counter.
All right, so she takes off running behind the counter. The guy looks at his crotch.
The hot sable.
Looks at his buddy, and his buddy goes and starts running toward not the door but the open window. You two are still very safely outside, presumably.
Yeah.
You've not. So I don't know where you want to be, but I assume that you were not yet approaching.
I assumed I would probably be, because everything we do is from stealth anyway. So I
You are
assume
not
we were
on a score currently, no.
outside in a hiding kind of way.
Yeah.
But like close enough to the door and everything. So is he jumping out the door?
Yeah, he's going to dive for the door, and I would like to I need 2 fortune rolls, a 3 dice fortune roll for the party and a 1 die fortune roll for the bad guys, please.
Here's the 1 die. A 3.
All right, so the bad guys are in a bad way.
Well, the one guy's not. He's dead.
Right.
And the other guy has crotch on something. What?
We're all in a bad way.
All right, how did we do?
3.
3.
Okay,
Both sides
so-
got a 3.
All right, so both sides got a 3. So the only person who was actively diving away at the time of the explosion from the grenade in the small sweet shop on top of the guy's ting ting, right? Is Sable.
Yeah,
So
I pulled the Fallout.
Sable,
Pickpocketed,
you dive
grenaded it.
you dive
Pull the
behind
hot sable.
you dive behind the counter in time to see the top quarter of the old man turn to red pulp and pink mist as everyone in the room goes deaf and takes a level 3 shrapnel harm.
Hey, we're not in there.
Yay!
We did it.
Right.
So how do I this is the first time I've ever taken a harm. How do I do? Oh, also I have.
Well, fuck you,
I have
you're hurt.
layers of armor.
So there's a couple.
You might
couple-
want to resist.
Couple options you have, and I know we're not on a score
Right,
per
right,
se,
right.
but obviously you would have whatever your normal walking around loadout is. So
Well,
if
you can choose your armor.
Yeah, if you have armor, you can spend an armor to resist that, or you can do a resist roll by saying, "Hey, Mike, I'm going to use prowess. I'm going to roll prowess, and basically you reduce the consequence. What does it say here? Resist roll is to roll a die for each dot in the attribute, and then you reduce or avoid the consequence and take 6 stress minus your highest die result. So you can say, I'm going to roll prowess. If you pitch a 5, you end up only taking 1.
But if I
PTSD is triggered.
But if I ditch a point in armor,
You just don't take it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I want to totally be standing there looking like Elmer Fudd.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, but unhurt because
unhurt, but it's just
shreds your
clothes,
armor.
yeah,
Yeah.
clothes are shredded.
yeah, exactly. And
I
it's
am
just
going
like,
to
tears
attempt.
blown
Oh,
back.
let's go right ahead.
I'm going to attempt to resist.
No, Booker could actually go material.
Oh shit.
I'm going to try
Booker's the least
to...
injured of all because Booker just goes in material, or Biter rather. Biter goes in material.
God, I want to use resolve, but I
I'm in
can't
ripped
really...
as in your shirt rips off and your
I'm going to
shack
use
is fucked.
insight.
Oh yes.
because I know her move.
Oh,
This is like one of her power moves.
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, you know Dick Bomb.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's the hot sable.
Oh, the hot sable. Yeah.
I'm not a fighter. I do things like this.
Right. I saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did not see it coming a mile away.
She sees you coming a mile away.
Resistance roll 1d for each attribute. I have 1. So I take 6. I take 3.
All right.
So, yep.
So you take 3 stress, but you avoid you avoid. So by diving
Yeah.
for cover, etc., etc. Wayne, what about Sable? We already established that she was safe. So then the two of you outside, Janny and Little Garrett, respectively, see
peppered
and,
by
hear
candy and
see
viscera.
see said explosion. The roller who was trying to escape, the one survivor, is pretty badly injured.
Did he lose the leg?
He did not. He did not quite make it out of the sweep shop, but he's
We'll give it to Mabel as a
stumbled.
gift.
He's got a lot of shrapnel and burning
Hanging
along
over
his
the door,
back. But he's
Beowulf's
still
arm.
alive, certainly.
All right, I pull one of my knives and I'll just kind of lean up next to him and I say, "What was the name of this contractor you were talking about?"
His name's Black William.
Black William.
Yeah, Black William.
Not Black Bill.
No, Black William.
Black Bill,
Is it
I know Black Bill, and he wouldn't do this. It's Black
No.
William.
It was Black
Black,
William.
Black Bill's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
You're implicating Black Bill in this?
No, not
my God.
not.
I'll tell Black Bill about this, and your whole family's going
No,
down.
it's Black William. He's very particular about language, and he hates being called Bill or Billy. If you don't do that, it's William, only William.
Where can we find him?
Are we going hunting for Black Willie?
He looks
Not Black Bill. He's
he
stand-up
looks
guy.
in the direction of the orphanage.
Black Willie, that's what the black thing is that Sable puts on tonight.
That's a
Right.
totally different guy.
Yeah.
He said what?
He's
used to
in the he's you'll find him there.
How old
Where?
is he?
In the
He's
orphanage?
13.
Black William.
Black William. He's in the orphanage.
Some 13-year-old kid.
This is just like the first Candy War.
Yeah, he's the first kid. Fucking nuts. He's a
Second
demon.
battle
There's
of
something
the
wrong with
orphanage.
him. The kid's like
All right.
How old are these guys again? How old can we tell? Like,
these guys are 19, 20, 22 maybe.
You guys are taking orders from a 13-year-old?
You don't understand. He's not. I mean, he's a kid, but he's not right. He's different.
Why do I feel like this is some kind of goose chase?
I slap him.
Oh,
Right.
You're not talking sense, man.
no, you don't understand. He's different.
Give him the butt of the gun.
There's something about him. There's something about the way he talks. He's not right, man. He's not right. You don't understand. You don't understand who the Crows are. You don't understand what you've gotten yourselves into. You don't understand, like, you don't get it. We backed the wrong horse.
So, were you there when he cut off her leg?
I told the lookalike, man, I just handed him the saw.
Okay.
That's all I did.
Jenny.
I have gotten so
Go
damn
ahead, Jim.
tired of people trying to talk me out of raiding illegal orphanages.
I take.
I tell Jenny, yeah, go ahead, Jenny.
All right, I flip my knife. I was holding it, point up. I flip it around so I'm holding it point down, and I just stick it in the base of his spine, right above his hip.
Oh my God! You made him a head on a stick. Yeah. Oh,
Good girl, Jenny.
Wait, we say base of spine,
Yeah.
you mean lumbar?
Yeah. So basically,
Okay, so
just
he's paralyzed waist down.
yeah.
I say you took one leg and I took two.
Don't fuck with us.
What's the inside of this building made out of? Would it burn?
Oh yeah, no, this is, I mean, conflagration, and that the first L is always hard for
He
me.
sees you getting your stuff out. I'm like, wait, and he's like, he's got a
Rob it
crowbar.
first.
He's got a crowbar on
Yeah.
the till.
Exactly. We need to rob it first.
Go ahead. This is going to take me a minute.
Oh, way ahead of you, dear. Way ahead.
Now, see, in my mind, and again, I always have like a cinematic view
Yeah.
of the narrative. So in my head, I'm watching your feet and legs and like your shoulders and bodies down from the perspective of the head on his stick who can't move his body. Just watching you guys loot around and having this obscene conversation.
And I want to stress, if it is not bolted down, whether it's the cash box, if they've got their own safe in back, if it's money that was on the guys we just murked, hell, I'm cleaning off the shells of candy and throwing them out into the street for the orphans.
Well, they are covered in viscera.
Well,
but that's
they-
not really our problem.
No,
Yeah.
it's really not.
Yeah.
It's not hagfish.
Little blood never hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of
So
that long pork.
I like the idea of doing it the base of the neck as opposed to the base of the spine, and then throwing him back into the burning.
Oh my!
Oh, I was going to pull him in. So, yeah, I like the idea of you throwing him in.
All right.
Because I'm walking around setting down the fire oils, and the last one, I like trail some things, and the last one I set on his chest, and then I step on it on the way out. So it's what bursts into flame that lights the rest of the building on
Oh,
fire.
though I actually didn't feel it, but yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, he feels it from the neck, or from wherever it's at up.
Mid chest up.
Yeah.
I'll say, yeah, if he paralyzed him at the neck, yeah, he's not going to feel
He
it.
did it. He said he did it in the back.
Oh, okay. So,
Did you want to retcon that to the neck? Do you care?
No, that's fine.
You're happy? All right.
You guys dead, doesn't matter.
I think it's better in the back, because then he'll feel the pop.
All right. So
And then I come walking out and go, are we going to burn the orphanage too?
No, not this time.
it's broad daylight.
Well, of a sort.
Yeah, it's broad daylight. I'm sorry, of a sort. Duskfall in the darkness. It's less dark.
Yeah.
It's kind of bright now.
And it is
Right.
even less dark because of the burning sweet shop a few doors down from the orphanage. Now, another fire on
we're at
this.
such a different level. There's this gang war sweeping the city. We're in a
Not yet.
fucking tit for tat, burning down each other's Ben Franklins.
And the second sweet shop in the
Well, that
second
game war
sweet
hasn't
shop
happened yet, right? Like
No, it's fine. Well, I don't
in as many days. The second sweet shop is burning. Now, again, because it is business hour time, and relatively still not quite that late in the afternoon, still a few hours of business to operate. The city is busy-ish with activity on the streets because it's relatively safe compared to when it's not light outside. So, of course, it's got some attraction from people on the street. They're shouting for the fire brigade. There's even a few people, adults, that have come out of neighboring buildings, including said orphanage, to investigate the fire.
Chad and I each get a coin for our robberies.
I think that is perfectly reasonable for you guys to each get a coin. And I also think that we'll say that the two of you have a 1 load worth of drugs.
Mm-hmm. I go up to Sable and I look her in the eye. I'm like, I got you something. And he hands her a box of chocolates.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. I mean, I stole it, but you know.
My vice is luxury.
And this is well, he
That's
knows
mine.
that.
Yeah, that's
this,
mine too.
This is the top shelf one, so there really isn't much viscera on it, and the box was closed anyway. He pulled it out from the back. Yeah, I thought I was thinking
this because his is luxury. That's true, but kind of.
I just have this vision now. The building is burning. We're walking away. My head is kind of over on your shoulders, and I'm eating a piece of chocolate.
That's madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolute madness. So are you guys sticking around, or what's the next course of action? Or do we want to...
There's an orphanage still standing.
I
There
have
is
no
no-
plan whatsoever. So
There is an
I'm just gonna go with
orphanage
the
still
flow.
standing. All right. Well,
There's a kid we need to talk to, and the orphanage, the adults just came out, so...
Yep, I'm headed over there. I am headed directly to the orphanage.
okay, so not all the adults, but some of the adults have
Right.
come out. All right. So
I
you're,
definitely do not stand around to watch the candy shop.
Well, you've
explode
already watched
behind
one candy shop person today. I mean, you hate reruns.
home.
all right. So you're just walking right in, Tiger, and what have you, right?
Well, okay. So I walk up to the front door. They have a street side window.
They have several street side windows. Yeah, yeah. So I think of it almost like a New York brownstone, right? Maybe it's 3 or 4 stories. It's got a nice stone staircase that goes up to up to a landing to the front door. So it's, maybe the street level windows maybe go to a basement, like a split level sort of thing.
There was
And the
totally
other-
an innocent family that lived above the sweet shop
Of
that we
course.
didn't...
Well, when they heard the gunfire, they should have ran for it.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
did
it's
you
just a
know that
shit town of dust walls.
infants blow up like popped corn? It's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So, okay. I'm opening the orphanage door to let Biter in.
All right, so you open, so you can hear a kid go, "Holy shit, that's a tiger!
Then I
Holy
walk
shit, that's a tiger!"
Then I go a few steps away, blow out the front window, and I walk in through the window.
All right,
That's fun.
so you blow out.
People keep doing this to us.
I know, right?
This, like Chad said, I'm not trying to win. This is sending a message.
Yeah.
Stop fucking blowing out our window.
I know, we just replaced it.
I am
We literally
tired
just replaced
of
it.
people fucking shattering our windows.
All right,
Next time, I don't care if the rest of the shop is gone. That window is going to be sitting there in perfect shape,
Yeah.
wrapped in linen, braced up against the nearest non-damaged
We don't want the
building.
window avenger to come after us. We need to leave the windows,
Uncle
guys.
Treacle Memorial Windows.
now the street explodes into chaos, right? Because there was a gunshot, then there was
Now
a
crazy
second
man with a
gunshot,
tiger shoots
then
the
there was an explosion. A building is on fire, and now crazy guy with tiger has blown out another window and stepped through. So you,
Into an orphanage. Think about the children.
so you can imagine
Killed any
the
children.
shock and the startle of
Yes,
people.
yes.
How they jump and their shoulders come up and their heads go down and they jerk at the report of the rifle. Somebody screams, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" The children call the blue coats. Call the fire brigade. Chaos is just rumbling. Chaos is just rumbling in the streets, right? It is becoming very rapidly pandemonium.
Yeah, see, Dan, this is where it all starts. We started the war. It's not already started. We are starting the war.
You did start the fire.
Yes.
It was not.
Well, hold on.
always
We
burning.
didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
And without going into the full song, clearly they started the fire. We're just continuing that
All right.
burn.
So Booker is off the rails, right? Is
Per use.
and as per use, fair touche. Is anybody else participating in this action?
I'm watching for a 13-year-old kid who apparently looks like out of the ordinary.
All right.
Cool as ice.
You're keeping an eye on the street.
My arm is around Sable,
I'm looking
and I
at Jamie.
motion at all of this chaos, and I go, "Baby, I don't know if I can ever promise you millions, but I can promise you a fun time."
That you can.
You Joker and Harley Quinn.
All right.
We didn't start any of this fire. We're just tourists.
Well,
So-
I started that fire.
Jeannie,
Did you? Oh,
Jeannie,
yeah, you did.
keeping an eye on the roofs, top story of the orphanage. From the angle you're at, you could only see him right when he came to the far corner and leapt to the neighboring building. But the aforementioned someone in tails, and you could see the sides of his mouth where the sort of the black lines, crawl up his face, the sort of purplish black vein lines, and you can see that he is attempting to escape. Or is escaping. At that moment, Booker, in the building, you step into the kitchen area, and it's a large kitchen area. There's an island off to the left. There's a stove, a couple of different ovens, but there's a large common table, and maybe a dozen kids eating some afternoon tea snack thing.
It's basically sawdust gruel.
Yeah, they're all.
Oh,
They look up at you as Biter comes in the room. They're all stunned by the rifle report. The tiger, there's
Protein,
some spilled milk that no one is daring a tear.
Okay, so is there a single adult caretaker, anything like that in here?
There is an old woman who is aproned, who looks like she's had some rough years in her as well, and she's holding a flour dusted rolling pin, somewhat like a grizzled sailor would hold a belaying pin.
Pardon me, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt, but I was just wondering, do you happen to have a child who might, say, attempt to blow up a legitimate establishment and steal the money located there? If I could adopt that child, that'd be that'd just be brilliant.
She says,
Just be the bee's knees.
She says, we have a boy, Black William, and all the kids at the table look at you and point upstairs.
Black. Not Bill. Or Willie.
One of the kids sucks his teeth, and they all kind of...
Very good. I'll contemplate if you could bring down this Black William and his best pick-me clothes or whatever it is you put them through.
All right. So you're heading upstairs.
Close.
Booker steps out.
Sad.
Booker
And funny.
steps out onto the ceiling, or onto the roof of the building, just in time to see the tails of the kid of his coat.
Hey,
the
Sam,
tails
there's Booker.
flop. So now you see him, Jeannie. You see him jump over from one roof to the next, and then you see Booker and Biter, presumably, come up to that same edge.
Right, I elbow little G in the gash, pow, and I go, there he goes. And I start running.
Silas is like, don't hunt me.
Yeah, and just start chasing after. This way.
All right, so
I'm running bold-legged now.
and so at this point, everyone can see the kid with great dexterity and alacrity parkouring from one roof to the next. Right. So you guys are chasing him. So here's what we're going to do. We'll give everybody an opportunity to affect said clock to chase Kid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Are we on a score?
So no, because I had a specific score in mind, but that's
Was
not
it us walking into the bridge and getting killed?
That's not it. That's not it. But as all good players, you've deviated drastically from what I had anticipated, but that is okay because I had a couple of avenues planned. So we are just no, because I knew the bridge wasn't a thing, right? Like I knew that they weren't going to go to the bridge, so I was prepared for non-bridge, but
you weren't prepared for base.
I was not prepared for base retribution. That is a true statement.
Okay, so Booker's first action is going to be to attempt to leg the kid or wing him.
Okay,
with his rifle.
Shoot the heel of his boot, so that when he takes a step, he's like, "Whoa!"
I like it. Yeah. So he's going to attempt.
Stop it.
I'm going to attempt to slow the kid down.
Right.
All right. And Biter, who's built for this.
I mean, why take a
I
shot
realize the
unless
kid's
you can take
not
an
human,
amazing
but
shot?
otherwise Biter would be damn well built for us. Biter will actually pursue him.
Okay.
And Biter, both in addition to being a freaking tiger, can also turn non-corporeal.
Take your shot.
All right.
Well,
So
he's human. He's just half something.
Well, he's something else. Yeah, he's definitely.
You're not Proust. You can't be that racist about it.
That's right.
Well,
This is normal.
That's why I'm trying to wing him. No Proust to be trying to take his head off.
Yeah, Booker's weird. Proust is evil. No, Proust isn't evil. I know.
Not anymore. Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you.
You're on our side. Chad, shut up.
Oh.
What would you roll? I didn't think.
Snake eyes.
Oh no!
Two snake.
All right.
No.
Ooh.
No, I can't. Go fuck yourself, Dan.
You can push
Why'd you roll that shit in my game?
That's true. I'm gonna push myself because I don't.
Well,
even,
can you push on a fortune roll?
it's not a fortune roll. He said.
No, it's specific.
Yeah, I told him I've shit the bed. I see. I learned
doing the rules. The rules are the rules, boy.
I learned from the best. And we are all over on these rules. So Dan's doing his regular. So we'll call this yes on a score.
It's the diet score.
Yes, we are on a diet score. Thank you, Chad. That's a perfect diet score.
Yeah,
I love
so
it.
we get all the risks.
You know what?
none of the
If John Harper can steal everything through Dishonored, then anyway, what did you get?
So a push is 2 stress.
I believe that is correct, but don't quote me.
Better.
It's better. At least it's not a critical failure. Still not good, but at least we're out of the critical failure range.
Push. What was the question?
Yeah, push is 2 stress.
Yes.
Where's that on the thingy?
I have it right here.
It says
Oh,
it.
perfect.
Yeah, it says
That's
it
on the
on the
character
sheet.
sheet.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what was your result, Dan? What was your highest die?
Okay, my highest die was a 3, so you falter, press on by seizing a risky opportunity, or withdraw and try a different approach.
Or suffer a minor consequence of some kind, correct?
No.
Yeah, I don't believe in.
Unless this is not a controlled situation, unless you're going to deem this to be risky.
No, I think that
But
you
if
are
he's
absolutely
running from us-
controlled. Yeah, no, without question.
Okay. So then I will. No, I'll just. It's just. The kid's not. He's used to hunting bigger, slower things in open fields. This is.
He's even used to shooting men.
Yeah.
Not someone who is this lithe and fast.
Yeah,
and a
not
small
someone
movement.
doing
He's also running by
Perfect.
like smokestacks
Yeah,
and things, so maybe you
yeah.
can't get a clean shot.
So that's. So
I
it's,
love it.
That's at least what Booker says when we give him shit about this.
and Booker's like, okay, maybe trying to take these shots is a bad idea, especially since other people are pursuing him.
Oh, you don't even take the shot? Yeah, you just like can't line it up.
Well, or maybe takes it, it hits something, and he's like, okay, this is a bad idea, and so he just
like, damn, that cost me $275.
Just picture him as a window, some like business window. You'll nail him every time.
He jumps past a smokestack just as a chimney sweep pops up and
Oh my God!
So-
you killed the chimney.
Should I roll for Biter now?
Yes, please.
Okay,
yeah, all right. So Biter's leaping after him.
Yeah. Biter's leaping at him. May I request a situational bonus die because he can go incorporeal and all that.
I love it.
He's running through
No, I love it.
stacks and
Yeah.
the roofs.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff.
like a you know, I've
Ghost. Somebody's
yeah.
like getting their baby out.
semi-phasing when he needs to, corporeal in some steps,
Yeah.
incorporeal in others. No, I love it.
And
Why did you drop the baby, Bam? Because a ghost cat ran through the apartment.
Yeah, and
You're coming with us.
his
yeah.
his intent is similar
Balls,
to
children and family
restraint.
services.
Right.
After the day this district has had, I think it's
Really? They're
Holy
just bounty
fuck.
hunters for the orphanage? When you get like 10 cents a head
to make you work in the mines.
So yeah, I straight sweep 3 6s.
You got like the opposite roll.
Wow. So okay, Biter. Maybe that's why I pulled the shot, because Biter was getting too close, and Booker doesn't want to hit a real person.
That's right. I mean, think of the paperwork you'd have
I
to
know.
All right, yeah, you don't want to take a police
I would say if
officer.
he shot a deputy.
So the kid shrieks. Biter hits him in the back of the thigh, on the right side, and just ragdolls the kid, right? But doesn't let him go. So the kid flails, smashes
Hold him, pin him, whatever.
smashes next to a stovepipe. But he is on the ground. He's still struggling, but also still howling in pain. So obviously, you all on the ground in the street hear this.
Silas sighs, goes, and then hands little Garrett some money for the bet he just lost.
What was the bet? Like, you thought he was going to get him, but I was like, no, the cat's got him.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a straight shot. There's no way.
Just wait.
Right. Well, with an epic crit of that scale, I don't think that we need to play that out a whole lot more. I think that Biter has him down, and Booker's able to keep the gun on him or reload casually as Biter keeps him pinned down, and the rest of the party can converge.
No, let's climb up there.
Yeah, we don't even go up like fire escapes. We go up like the normal stair. Like, this is what stairs look like.
Is it okay if because I paid the $2 for a fine long rifle.
Yeah.
Can I put a bayonet on it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
you get knives for free anyway, so you can just consider that one.
Oh, okay.
He gets knives for free?
No,
don't
maybe
get knives
not.
for free.
No, I don't think I do.
That's why Italics is the free stuff.
That's why I was asking if I could.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Though, actually, if that's the case, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the italic stuff doesn't take up,
Italic stuff does not count.
1, 2, 3.
I guess nobody really
4,
gets
5.
that.
Oh
but-
no, I am
but
right
the,
at 5. So which is where I'm at. So
cutters.
I mean, your rifle having a bayonet plug and one of your knives being a bayonet makes all the sense in the world to me.
all right. So I'm gonna go over to the kid and do what I can. I'm not as fast as Biter is, but he is nimble. So I'm gonna go over to this kid and consider him. I don't think Booker was expecting to see an outright demon.
No, he's Tekariosin, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he has.
Well, what do you
this is-
describe him? He's profoundly deformed.
No,
Yeah, this is his.
Curiosans can be extreme, and they are not
Yeah.
demons.
Yeah,
like,
now-
Whispers can't do shit to them, and they don't have demon powers. They're people.
And
No,
his
I know
voice-
this is not Proust's bigotry.
Right.
This is Booker's
This is,
oversimplification of the world.
this kid is an extreme example of
Yes.
the mark. But
and that
it
is
a
that
mark.
is why I'm assuming Booker thinks this kid may be an actual demon. Is because if he just had cat ears or snake eyes, it'd be like, okay, he's a weirdo. But as heavily deformed as this kid is, Booker's.
When in reality, the demons just look like us.
Yeah, I say he's got to be. I just think it's in Booker's character. You just would think this is something else. So he's kind of, I would say, taken aback, probably for the first time all night. Doesn't exactly know how to react. Isn't letting the kid go, but just can't decide, like, do I kill this thing? Do I throw it down to the people below? Do I wait for them to come up here?
So
Give it
you
some
can-
licorice
you
with
can-
viscera
you
on
can
it,
hear-
ask some questions.
Booker can clearly hear boot and small shoe on metal, on fire escape or on metal stairwell, the iron or metal stairwells of the building. The party is very casually making their way up because they heard the victory cry.
Then I will tread water, and Booker is vexed.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
when I
sure
get up
that,
there,
like we have like a thieves' cant, like a like a series of whistles or clicks or something that we communicate. Like, I'm fine.
target down sort of stuff. We're on our way. However we do it.
I get up there. I reach into one of my hidden pockets, snap a vial of standstill powder over him.
Oh God, that's how much it does. Sorry. There's this.
All right, so when you get up there, he is down on the ground. Presumably, Biter has extricated her jaw from his leg. I don't know.
Don't kink shame me.
No, I not unless Sable explains what she's doing.
All right, then he's
because if
on.
she just shakes fairy dust on it.
He's on the ground, face down.
I don't want Biter released until after that's on him. So.
All right, so he's looking up, and you can see the side of his face and the hideousness that I described before.
We can't get pretzels again.
Yeah, so after I dump the standstill potion on him, I was, okay, he can't move.
Okay, there's a moment before he is paralyzed where he's like trying to blow it out of his face, but to no
okay.
avail.
Once he does appear to go whatever, I'm letting Biter stand nearby, like remain in position. So if this kid suddenly bolts off again, he's just faking it, or whatever BS. But is otherwise letting go.
Eric, you were saying?
He ain't moving. Like Sal said, he ain't moving for an hour.
What was that?
God, like why bother with manacles? It's freeing yet frightening, and that's such a.
Jenny, this is the kind of guy I was telling you to stay away from. Okay, you can do so much better than something like this. You're a beautiful girl,
Silas.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Is that good girl?
What?
Yes.
Here, you want a vial? You just break it over someone, they can't move for like an hour.
Well, no, she's too young. Oh. Never mind.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that for her. Don't talk to them.
The conversation is underscored by the distant whistling of bluecoats.
Yeah. Let's get him tied up and get him out of here.
Where are we gonna take him?
We still don't have anywhere to go.
I mean, I'm in between places right now.
We don't have a safe.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, no, sorry.
You're such a bum.
I look at the
What?
kid.
It's called unhoused.
Bloody hell. You could have been going to a candy shop right now, but you had to fucking go and burn it down just to test your fireproof paper, and so now you're going to be stuck in the slums. You did this to yourself.
Just to test your fireproof paper.
I mean, he has a point. Booker, he can't talk. But he looks down at the kid like, he has a point, though.
Well, we could go down into the sewers.
Why?
With those rats?
Oh, and the poop? There's rats down there?
With the poop? Wait, there's rats?
It would be nice to get a few more of those sewer ghosts that were brought back last time.
What? There's ghosts? Are they rat ghosts?
No, not ghosts.
Do they ride turds?
Are you mad?
Why would they
Not
go?
ghosts. Goats. Sewer goats.
Goats. Oh, thank God. I was afraid there were rats down there based on what the other guy said. But it's just goats.
Well, in last case, they didn't really come back with them. They came back with their goats.
Yeah.
Let's take him to Reggie's gym.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
think he'd mind?
yeah, he wouldn't mind at all. There's no way that could go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no...
There's no way they'll burn it down.
I know. Everywhere we go, it's caught on fire, so it doesn't matter.
I'm going to say right now, you burn my fucking gym down, I'm actually going to be mad, because I had to spend money on that.
Well, wait a minute. Does the gym have any windows?
Because they're getting shot. Windows are fucking done.
Probably,
All right.
I don't know.
So the standstill powder, does it just make you...
Temporary paralysis.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's-
So you're not like stiff frozen, right? It's
I always played it up to where you're
Sexual
stiff
enhancing
mannequin because it was funny. But yeah, just
It's your world, man.
No, this is our world, and you're in the driver's seat.
It is.
You decide what
It
road we're
is.
going down.
It is stiff mannequin. How long does this shit last?
An hour.
Well, how long does it last, Silas?
I don't know. Why don't you ask Sable? She's the one who cooks that shit
Does
up
it even
for,
last long enough,
for
Sable?
Friday nights.
Right.
guy,
So then
I imagine
we'll
not.
use the we'll have the oft used
Let's
montage
just say
of the
it makes you really stiff for it.
the party very comically trying to negotiate the back alleys
It's like
and
moving-
catwalks of crow's
It's
nests.
like moving a really
couch or
puffy
something.
couch. Only it's a guy. Like, dude,
Bill, you're not helping.
Lift your side. Twist it. No, my way.
And you make your
Doesn't anybody
way
have some rope?
to
Are you two gonna help?
Reggie's
No.
gym.
I have light climbing gear. I guess I could say I have rope.
Yeah, see, this is why these notes exist
Oh,
over here.
that's
on
not
the
good.
side.
He switched cards when you said Reggie's gym.
Oh.
Well, it's more places to burn.
So you
Don't
make
burn
your
my fucking
you make your way to Reggie's gym.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm like trying to light a cigarette with naphtha
Now,
and flint and tinder.
Somebody is in charge of my gym while I'm not there.
Are they a big guy, scary, or are they pushover?
She is a
Sable, Mabel,
Svetlana is
Svetlana.
a like badass like bare knuckle boxer.
Listen. Maybe Svetlana and I had a thing that was years ago.
Oh no, she's gay.
She's told. Well,
Maybe you turned her.
Well, I mean, we don't like to talk about this shit. It's really uncomfortable. I'm sure she's forgotten. It's cool. I haven't seen her in years.
I assume she's a Scovelander.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking.
She's way taller than I am.
Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah.
You know, circa early
When she was actually
80s.
good looking.
Yeah. Before she got all cracked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we went to have sex, and to her it was like
I'm gonna
wrestling.
break you in half.
Yeah. And I'm like, honey, maybe girls are more your speed.
There we go.
They can handle this vice you got.
So each other that. So the next
Holy
time I
shit.
hook up with her.
More things I won't read.
Yes.
So you're in the gym. It's dimly lit. Svetlana
I
has.
got running this. Hey, he's like trying to put this fake
Yeah,
mustache on.
you come back and
Svenny.
Yeah, she's a badass. Her and Reggie
Yeah.
are good friends. They like spar together and shit.
all right. So maybe she's in there working the heavy bag when you guys
Or teaching. She could be teaching.
All right. Well, yeah, it's early enough in the day, or it's not quite evening. Yeah, maybe there's a class going on. I love that. There are some people, and I imagine that there is always a fresh student, a new member of the class that heard about this woman who's teaching bare knuckle boxing and thinks that he is going to come in and tell her what to do. Ends up getting thrashed so thoroughly that his ego is so killed that he can't help but take lessons, and so that
breaks him down.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that
and
new-
builds
that-
him up.
yeah, that-
metaphorically.
Yeah.
that new guy is there thinking that he could take the teacher and could not.
I just
In my head, I see
As long as they pay.
Svetlana's working the heavy bag, and the heavy bag is just what we call Linda.
And Linda has a very particular vibe.
She's thick.
And see, that's where this is why I'm bad, because now I'm thinking of Svetlana with like two beefy labia, one thrown over each shoulder.
Nobody went there.
Nobody went there.
Like a fist.
Like a coconut.
Hey, hold on. Pull it back to Bridget Nielsen. Let's pull it way back. Not this demonic fucking labia monster you've
This
created.
isn't China.
What in the
It's
fuck?
Bridget Nielsen.
What the fuck?
I mean, this is Reggie's backup girl when you kill Mabel.
Mabel's not going to get killed because it was verboten. All right, no, I'm kidding. I didn't even ask to kill Mabel because I didn't want to kill Mabel. That's not how you hurt the party.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's not. We've barely begun to hurt. The
Would you
party.
say to him to not kill Mabel?
I told her just to give her a couple of good scars. Cut her arm off.
of good
Or
scars.
cut her arm off.
He said, "Or cut her arm off," and I
How do you go from a couple good scars to removing limbs?
And then I said,
scale.
I'm going
It's a sliding scale.
to take a leg from below the knee. And he's like, go for it. I was like, kick ass.
No, I mean, I'm still blown away that happened. It opened with that fucking horrific moment.
All right, so we
It
get
was
the Garrett
amazing.
Project.
Yeah.
I thought Big Garrett might be here because we still haven't seen him.
I think he's isn't he scared of Svetlana? Oh no, that was Worth.
Oh yeah, Worth. That's like
Where-
everybody hates. What the fuck
Where's
is he?
Worthless at anyway?
Yeah, Big G usually works out here.
Hi, Svetlana.
Hi. What's with the stiff?
Literally.
I am
Not-
standing behind Sable.
Yeah.
He's the one that cut Mabel's leg off.
Class dismissed. And everybody kind of looks around at each other. And she says, I said, get out. and people start getting bags.
Silas starts
and
turning to walk out, and he's like, "Oh wait,
getting back.
Not you.
I grab you by the collar.
And people leave. She is very close behind the crowd of students, like stalking them toward the door. As soon as they're out, the door's locked. You hear the bolt thrash, and the sign turn to closed. And then, of course, the distinct sound of cracking of knuckles.
Ooh.
Let's set a few ground rules, all right, before we get started.
Marcus of Queenberry's rules."
Coming from Booker is the best.
Now, we want to make sure that this doesn't go too far. So, little boy, I don't know what your name is,
10:30.
but I want you to
The
understand
score tonight. I have more game prepared than I need.
Nice.
that
You have just the right amount.
we,
You're right.
we want to be civilized people, all right?
Right.
Civilized people. But
There's
if you break one fucking tiny piece of glass, I don't care how small or how it got broken, we will do things to you that I haven't thought of yet. But I will think of them.
Silas is like,
Wherever Reggie is, he gets a warm feeling. Something good just happened.
As soon as I can talk to you guys, I'll be happy to record you.
Someone
I lean in. I'm like, you don't want to rush this, son.
Okay.
tie him up to a pole.
I say we put him in one of the bags.
Can I borrow your handcuffs? I left mine at your place. Thanks.
I say we zip him up in one of the bags and let old Svetlana. I don't know how to say your name, honey. I'm sorry. Beat the shit out of him.
Did you just call her Slutlana?
I said slet, but yeah.
So
Slitlana?
there's
Slitlana.
in my mind,
Slitlonga.
nothing. One quintessential feature of a gym is a support beam, right? Like you've got
yeah.
So there's obviously at least one essential support beam in the room that you can bind him
Once
to,
he's
right?
secure to it.
You have hand wraps, you have rope. I mean, fuck, if you guys really want to get chained, I mean, it just depends on how atrocified we want to do this, but he's bound to said door.
Once he's secure, then I'm going to take out some Alka-Hest and dump it on him so he's...
I'm looking at the manacles. I just
Basically,
manacled
off
them.
the-
Sorry, Eric.
Yeah, Jenny.
I'm going to go up on the roof and watch for people coming.
Okay.
You know what,
Smart
Jenny? I'll
one.
come with you. I don't need to be here for this.
All right.
I look at the manacles and I'm like, Sable, are these Worth's initials? Are these Worth's handcuffs?
You didn't need him. I put better use to him.
Well, how'd you get them? Wait, no.
He says,
We had an
As I'm
agreement.
leaving, you know how she got him.
I know. Hey, we had an agreement.
"Oh, Worth, that's the one we took." He says with his hands tied behind. My apologies for interrupting.
What
Oh,
about
no.
what about
Don't
Big
stop
Garrett?
now.
Oh, Big Garrett is the one whose brains I spilled. Or I'm sorry, whose brains we spilled, because he didn't do it.
I'm
I
assuming
kick him in the
we're
chest.
not in there.
No.
Oh,
I don't hear that.
Oh, sorry, you're telling the truth. Reaction, I like the guy. Sorry, I would, yeah. No,
Did you
just
break
an
our
emotional
window?
reaction.
Little Garrett had a thing with Big Garrett, by the way.
Booker is like,
yeah.
did you break our window? And he's behind Booker go,
No, I did not break your window. I would not. That seems rude.
Why did you do it?
For money. Simply money.
Cut my sister's leg off for money. You killed Big Garrett for money. I don't give a shit about Worthless. And I knee him in the nuts.
Oh,
Shit.
oh, some blood comes out, which has an almost beautiful contrast with the blackness of his gums and the translucent charcoal of his teeth and this rich red blood that's almost too bright in color.
Who paid you?
Crows paid me. They said that you needed to be introduced to the way of things, and, well, here we are.
the red sash?
Well, that was simply a courtesy so that your friend's sister did not bleed to death in the alley.
Where'd you get the red sash?
We took it from one of their minions. You don't understand that this thing is kicked off. It's begun.
Yeah, we hit your guys' sweet shop and captured you.
Two different things. Their sweet shop and me. I, sir, am an independent contractor.
Okay, I can respect that.
But it's their sweet shop. I don't.
What thing? What thing?
What
The thing that's been kicked off.
What
What
is
is?
the second candy war? We've been discussing this all day.
Well, I want to see what he knows about.
I don't know what this man means about the candy war, but you know, you're Eruvian lapdogs.
I mean,
I'm no one's lapdog.
Are you a subsidiary of the Red Sashes?
Not that I know of.
Huh. Well, then you are.
Silas is like nodding to
I see.
Sable.
I see that I hobbled the correct sister. And then he cringes, anticipating the blow to come.
I wait until he relaxes,
Okay.
and then I name him that.
As he is recovering and barfing
this time
blood.
he spits up. Yeah, he spits up some serious. Oh shit! Wait! And he's actually laughing at this point. He's like, "You don't want Worth back?"
I mean, who does? Why did you take him?
Because he's your friend. We're going.
No, he's nobody's friend. Nobody likes him.
They're gonna kill him.
We're going to kill you. Your research is terrible. All over some fireproof paper.
Well, I think that killing. What are you talking about? Fireproof
Sable Deer,
paper?
the
How else
Jawbreakers
would
are
you
an
burn down an
affiliate
entire
of
shop and yet
the
just let
Red
us? Perfectly
Sashes.
fine.
When did this happen?
You mean
This is
pay the
this is
police
their
to leave the
territory.
note after
Treacle
the building is
pays
finished
them
burning?
that we rent basically on the
Starts
block.
checking Biter. Hasn't got a penny on it.
Where did you think Where did you think Treacle got this area?
I thought we were all below their notice, below anyone's notice.
No.
He's like, if I may, that, ma'am, is my point. Is that you're no longer. You made one crucial error, and that is you defied the biggest gang in all of Duskwall, and
The Bluecoats?
and you embarrassed them.
Well, I didn't. I wasn't there.
And do you know who the second biggest gang in Duskwall is?
Your mother?
The Crows. And do you know?
She's into prostitution. If you didn't
Do
know.
you know which two gangs are in legion or in allegiance with one another in opposition to the Eruvian lapdogs?
Why lapdogs?
Because
No, I get the Eruvian context there, but I mean, you don't like Eruvians?
You're saying the
no, their
Crows-
gang is not a gang. They're not. It's not about being Arcosian. It's about Duskwall. The Red Sashes have no care or love for the city or this place.
Have you
All
met citizens in Duskwall? Nobody cares about this city. We're shitting all over it every day.
Yeah, but it's not theirs. It belongs to us. But that's beside the point. Politics.
You're not Arcosian either.
Well, no, I am not. But I care about this place. But more than that, I care about money. And I care about what the Crows care about. The Crows don't care for the Red Sashes. Ergo, I don't care for the Red Sashes.
Are you
At
saying
least
the Crows
now.
and the Bluecoats are working together?
I said as much moments ago, man.
Yeah.
They are allied.
No, that has given us some useful information. Let's blow his leg off.
Well, now, before... before...
Why don't you
We-
let Biter chew it off?
Before we do anything hasty, perhaps you allow me to convey the information that I was going to convey this very evening on the Tanglethorn.
You thought we were stupid enough to meet you on the bridge?
I thought you were
You wanted
courteous.
to pay us to betray Treacle.
I mean, that could be possible. I was simply going to give you the opportunity to get you your friend back.
And we don't care about him.
Well, how much for
God damn.
how much for the betrayal? What's the going rate on that now?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
What's the going rate?
not that I would go for it, but like, just nice to know
I mean,
the
are we-
marketplace prices, right? Right?
wait.
I'm
So,
right.
please, just so I am clear,
Uh-huh.
your friend, he's laughing because he.
You killed the wrong one. We liked Big Garrett.
You about
It's so funny that did you plan for that? Like out of game? Did you plan for that?
So, yes, I knew out of game that Garrett was the one who was going to get killed and Worth was going to be
But
the
like,
one.
did you factor in that we don't like Worth?
I did. I did.
Because we all like Big Garrett.
He did, or they did, but he just finds it amusing that you're literally going to let one of your own just fucking go.
I mean, what's
and that just
what are we going to do? Pay for it? We don't need money.
A simple eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and it ruined the whole operation.
Yep.
And that to him is funny.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's
he's
great.
just dying laughing.
And we're up on the roof, and we hear this laughter, and I just look over at little Garrett and go, "What are they doing? They playing games down there? What's
Maybe
happening?"
they're tickling him. I don't know.
They're tickling. Well, that's all we use is tickle torture. That's
I mean,
right.
I've gotten some good information out of people tickling him.
So, and a comically oversized bicycle, you
I don't know
know,
how to
the
be a
giant front wheel,
Right.
and the small back wheel,
Right.
But it has a modern anachronism of there
Penny
is
farthing.
one kid riding the bike, but on the tiny wheel in the back there are spoke pegs, and there's another kid who's riding on the back of it who's holding the bike frame, and they kind of slow down when they go by the bike shop or when they go by the gym. The bike kind of slows down, and they realize that something's rotten in Denmark and that the gym is closed, and they just keep on riding the bicycle by.
Go, watch this. And I take let's see, I've got climbing gear. So I take a piton, and I go, and I try and throw it into the spoke.
Fantastic. Let's call it done. The bike goes just ass over tea kettle. The kid on the back fortunately has the wherewithal to let fucking go and just snag the back of his ankle on the pin and roll screaming, grabbing his ankle. The other kid face plants, and I know this all too well because I did it myself as a child,
On a penny farthing.
and slides on his face several feet across the concrete, stunned, probably has a concussion, and just has this bloody mouth, and just like, oh,
We're just laughing at the top of the building.
the kid with the twisted ankle. The kid with the twisted ankle.
Get the fuck out of here with your fucking big bike!
Now this is the evil part. I was gonna say, I think we've been wrong.
Right.
I think the good guys are coming back on a train.
All right, so back to him. He stops.
The train team just
He
has
stops.
some
He
trauma and emotional problems.
At least I'm dealing with enemies.
he
We're
stops.
doing things like
He said,
attacking orphanages, candy shop, kids on bikes.
Well, fuck those kids. They're big ass weird.
Fuck their bike.
Buck Williams says, is there anything that I can do to persuade you to spare me?
I don't know how much money you got.
Almost none.
You're not in that. They do not teach you bargaining in that orphanage, do they?
The bargaining is not something that cutting on people is usually where I focus.
Yeah. What do you have on offer?
I'm really good at cutting on people.
Oh, no, we have that. We have that in spades. I mean, everybody's good at cutting on people.
I'm glib.
I'm glib. So I don't want competition.
I'm ravishingly handsome.
No, you're not. I'm ravishingly handsome.
You're also kind of slow on one leg.
Truth. And also the resources and expenses that I would have to spend keeping these fine women from basically shoving you through a meat grinder till you come out in a fine sieve. I mean, that's like a new job. That's all I would have to do.
Demon on the inside.
Dime a dozen.
Really, you have people inside the crows.
We don't want anybody inside the crows.
I think that is a miscalculation, and that if Mr. Treacle was here, he would disagree with you vehemently and take my side.
Well, I've got...
Oh, you think you would? I mean, as of right now, it just seems like we're hardly in over our head.
I tell you what. I've got another idea.
Blew up his shop and took his daughter's leg off.
Here's my idea.
Want a job, kid?
I like your moxie, kid. You're one of us now.
That's right.
I have an idea.
All this to get my attention?
Well, yeah. I mean, that actually, yes. Really is what it boils all down to. But that's neither here nor there.
I say we unmanacle him, and we make sure he doesn't have any weapons, and we make sure Svetlana doesn't have any weapons, and we ring the bell.
Oh.
And if the one who knocks the other out gets to walk out of the gym, and we'll give you a 3-second head start. We'll give you 3 steps. 3 steps for the door.
Just 3 steps. Give me 3 steps, mister.
All right, but this little...
Towards the door.
He can jump and leap. He'll be gone in a moment.
No.
We must handicap him first.
No. If he goes out of the ring, because it's a boxing ring, if he goes out of the ring, then we put one in his leg and throw him back in.
Let's set a ceiling as well. But he cannot go above a certain point.
10 feet.
Okay, he's still obviously bound to the pole. And if I lose?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Meaning that I will
You're
never...
dead. You'll be dead. She'll kill you.
What?
That's what we mean.
I was going to get there.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was necessary to interrupt me twice.
I know. I mean, you say you're glib, but that's not what glib means. So you kind of like stutter a bit. See, that's why the glib thing didn't. And that's why I don't like competition in that. I'm really good at it. It's like my whole thing. I mean, any of these ladies will tell you that I'm very terrible at fighting. I'm really bad at it.
Again, I wish I was there.
I'm not
this man
searching him. I am stripping him down to his knickers.
Okay, so he...
Hot.
So
We're not going cuties here. I'm just... he's keeping his underwear.
Hey, I will not judge Booker's kink.
So there...
No, if it was that,
There's a straight razor. There's a vial of amphetamine of some kind, whatever the cocaine of the day is.
Cocaine.
Yes, cocaine. So
It's come back on itself. It's just regular ass cocaine.
Yeah.
so he has
Dynamite.
he has the pure white amphetamine powder of the day.
Yeah, and a little spoon.
He has a straight razor and a small 1 round, basically what would be the equivalent of a single shot Derringer. So it doesn't have 2 rounds in it; it just has 1 round, but it's got a fairly large 40 caliber ball. And it's just a little pocket pistol that he has on him.
I put all this
That's
in the
a
wall.
big ass fucking.
Why didn't we think to frisk him when you couldn't move?
I put all this shit in the lost and found box.
Next to the other guns and drugs and stuff. I mean, this
Find this
is
shit all the time.
this is Reggie's place.
Reggie
and-
walks in and goes, more fucking cocaine?
Who's leaving the shit in my fucking gym?
God, we do rage vial potions here. That cocaine will give you lipstick. And I tell all the kids that. But no, what do they show up? Oh, it's the white powder. We love the snow.
Get that shit out of here, kid. He's got the real shit for you.
Rage.
I'll bet you're
So-
smoking it, not using the gym
It
provided.
whispers to you.
rectal
So we cut-
applicator.
Gym provided rage potion.
We cut back to the roof, and
Rage potion.
there aren't any more kids that come by. Obviously, the bicycle that you mangled does not come back by. The other kids don't come back by. But Svetlana at one point leans her head out and then does one of these, basically flags her fingers at you and says, "You may want to come inside."
All right, she just leaned out and did the finger diddle thing. What does that mean?
You're too young for that, Janie. Come on, let's go see what's going on.
Super hot.
One day I'll tell you.
I say it's Hawaiian for hello. It really is. I'm dead serious in like the aloha and the dance, or I forget what it's called.
So when little Garrett and Janie step inside, they look at the boxing ring, and Svetlana is in the boxing ring. Right, she has her hands wrapped, but lightly. I figure with bare knuckle, they probably don't wrap very tight. And down to his it's to protect your hands, right? Down to his loincloth or skivvies. Sort of, I picture sort of a tight around just above the knee, tight at the waist, but very poofy and sort of loose fitting at the hips and thighs, which is kind of baggy, effeminate looking thing. And he too has in his skin.
He's wearing bloomers.
He's wearing bloomers. And his skin is very, very pale, very light. And he's got that distinctive black thing on his face. Now, this is not a time for mouth guards and not a time for safety. And you said you guys were giving him,
3 steps toward the door.
3 steps toward the door.
Well, if he wins.
If he
wins, right? So who does the bell normally?
It was my idea. I'm doing the bell.
All right,
I'm sitting there, man.
So
I'm ready.
Silas, you.
Oh God, this is just cruel.
Ring the bell. She puts her hands up like this, and before you know it, his hand is in this contortion with his knuckles bent, and his knuckles are in her throat. You hear some weird contorting crack. She falls to the ground, and she starts gasping for air. He turns around and looks at you guys and just smiles and puts his hands up like...
I shoot his leg off.
Ba-bam! the report of the rifle, the cacophony inside. He screams, bah!
Ding.
And we're done. That's it. That is
3 steps.
That is the end. Ding, black fucking credits. Done.
Yeah, we said 3 steps, not 3 hops.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't take 3 steps with 2 legs. That's 6 steps.
Yeah, you can. 1, 2, 3.
So you will learn before whatever you decide to do with him that the idea is that you meet them on neutral ground. So there's this cluster of boats in the river.
Right, that ship sailed when he attacked us and started sawing off limbs and broke fucking windows again.
No, you underestimate how pissed off we'd be about.
I feel like Brodor's Joker brain didn't fully fucking process what we would do.
It was beautiful.
I liked it because this is the B team. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed, but they can do retribution.
They're vindictive.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look what we did to a police station.
I know, right?
He hurt Mabel.
Yeah.
A Blue Coat station got fucking exploded because we were pissed off.
No, it's so true.
We didn't know who actually to hit, and so we just kind of talked about it until we remembered, oh yeah, there's a sweet shop down the road we don't like. Let's go fuck them.
Well, we had
Are they even connected? Shut up.
We had the rappers. We knew it was that sweet shop.
Yeah, there's the tenuous connection. Like, good enough.
That someone involved in this had shot there at some point in their history.
Right.
So we found one of our own rappers up there. We'd blown up our own shop.
Except it was too late for that.
Yeah.
We did wait until we saw the rollers' tattoos before we attacked.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but we were
I mean, we were going there to burn it down.
It's not that we waited for them.
around
We
more.
saw them and then attacked. It wasn't like we were waiting to see those. It was, oh, there they are.
Right. So then the score is moot because the other score action, the other options that I have for score that I'm curious as to where the party. Yeah. What do you guys want to do next?
Is there more like retribution?
So
are you on a blood rage here?
So
here's the money.
So
Witch Crow.
It is just beginning, but you hear that they use intermediaries, cutouts, etc. But by next game session, I'll come up with a crow name.
Yeah.
We'll call her Mad Maggie. There we go.
I like too the idea that since we're the B team again, we don't fully get the concept that this is World War II and it is happening. Like, Pearl Harbor's getting bombed right now, and we're just like, oh yeah, it's a border skirmish. Yeah, let's go make some money and go crack. When we should be like getting in the bunker.
Yeah, no, we're laser focused.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I see us just walking into this thing. I was like, why are there so many guys?
Going to take on a different tenor when the main group gets back. Even if we still keep playing the secondary group.
Yeah,
just what the main group's going to have to say about this.
When Reggie finds out what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already thought about that.
Like, Silas is not like, oh, haha, she's dead. Ding. It's more like his jaw is on the floor. And
Yeah,
it's
she's
just
not.
like,
She's not dead.
Boom,
Right?
yeah.
She'll live. He just fucked up her.
I'm surprised he even got a punch off on her. Because she's supposed to be really
well,
fast.
so what was interesting
Well, yeah, but he
is...
just morphed through her. Clearly, he's not.
Well, see, the thing
that's
is,
what I thought.
He's not playing fair.
when we
No,
were questioning him, he dropped the hint about having a demon on our side. Like,
He
here's
said
one
a
of my
demon on
selling
your
points.
side, yeah.
But it was he just slid it in as just one thing. And so I got it. Silas did not get it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, let's do this
The
thing. and
only
watch this
reason
kid
I
get
let
kicked
it
in.
slide was because I caught it as well. Was because everyone kept correcting me because I kept saying demon, demon, demon. I was like, he's not a demon, he's not a demon,
He's
not
not
a demon.
from...
So
up
by
until
that point, I was like schooled. Okay,
Yeah.
he's not a demon. He just looks.
Until he dropped the hint. Yeah.
Well, I
Then he-
had even thought before because of all the parkour shit he was doing.
Well,
Because that's like
everybody does.
So
the
yeah,
parkour.
so I did not. Yeah, I did not intend for the parkour to be a clue.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
like-
took
that's
that
like
to be
normal.
like he was like supernatural.
Okay, because I just
everybody. Does
I
that.
just assumed that was kind of the activity that we do in this sort
Okay.
of
That's
fights.
very much a normal lurk.
Yeah.
like I said, I thought you. Well, I misunderstood because I know we all kind of do the running from the rooftops.
Yeah.
But the way you described it, I thought
like
you
it was
meant
supernatural.
Yeah, that it was just some like
Not like Biter. Biter's not supernatural. He just has a way. Yeah. He just finds a way.
Yeah, Owen Biter's a freaking tiger. I mean, he's built for that.
No,
Biter is a phasing spectral tiger of
tiger,
doom.
He can. Yeah, that's phasing thing. But
Yeah,
the
it's
phasing
fucking
thing
amazing.
aside,
The lurks on when you get like a lurk on a roof, they're like a comic book ninja.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where they're basically like leaping from roof to
Yeah,
roof.
so
But I
then
can see how you.
I always
so when
see
Broder
that.
said demon on the inside, I just took that to be some other meaning.
Right.
Well, then he changed it, and then he like tried to
Like
twist
just
it. It's like, well, I could be in with the crows on the inside, blah blah blah. And
I love playing the cohort because it is the challenge of, like, I have to think about I am playing the B team guy. I'm not playing the A team guy.
Yeah.
So I have to like make mistakes and miss things and not be as cunning.
Well, you can do that on the A team. It's just
Well,
Yeah, you just have to be Alex.
Well, you can do it on the A team, but I feel like it is running into harsher consequences. There's different reasons.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, like Reggie.
It affects a bigger picture thing if we fuck up.
Yeah, Reggie
On A team.
can make mistakes, but when it's go time and it's the fight time,
If I make mistakes, somebody could die.
yeah, that's your jam.
Yeah.
Like if Big Garrett or Worth make a mistake fighting as a cutter, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, come on. There's a reason they're not in the majors.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because if we were super good as the B team, why aren't they A team?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I like with Sable, I'm playing her with the she's new to the group.
Yeah.
She still doesn't. She didn't know that they were paying the red sashes and all. That's all new to her.
Yeah.
Does Treacle even know that you've been brought in? Or did that happen before or after they left?
I almost got the impression like Silas got brought up to the B team and because he doesn't have a place to live, he's living with Sable and then brought Sable along and then all this shit's going down and Sable's just along there.
Part of it.
Yeah, and no one's questioning it because we're kind of
And you don't really understand that she's probably part of it anyway.
Yeah.
Or
well,
would
the only
be.
person who would know is Mabel, who is in the hospital.
Right. And I love that, like, okay, what's the plan? Let's go ask Mabel. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
None of us are the leader.
Yeah, and I think she looks at Mabel as Mabel's the sister that knows what's going on, and
She's the older sister by a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
now that my world has been pulled out from under me, with my shop being burnt down, I was going to Mabel anyway for, hey, I need help. I need direction.
I need coin.
Yeah. You know the combo to the... Silas says you know the combo to the save. Keeps asking about it. They're really weird about it.
Yeah, no, you're not getting. I mean, not,
That was awesome.
Not today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
not
that
today.
was awesome.
That was good. It was a good try. It was absolutely. So the next game session, we'll just pick up in media res. We'll just start right with the score for you going to get further information by finding this Maggie woman and atrocifying her for information.
Well,
We'll
or
ask
if we want
Sandy
to
Gash.
do... Did you watch any of the Marvel Netflix shows where, like
Daredevil.
Luke Cage?
Oh yeah.
So, do you remember, I don't know whether you remember the first season of Luke Cage, where as the things start escalating, he kind of defends himself in the moment, and then he realizes, okay, to really send a message, I have to hit these people in the wallet.
Yep.
And if you're taking requests, I would love to do a middle stage of hitting these people in the wallet, going after a bank or a cash drop or a money laundering.
Like a bookie or something.
Because for two reasons. One,
All bets.
because they're a business, so let's start hurting them the way we would a business.
Yeah.
And secondly, there's a comedic value to it, but to a certain extent, the game is based around money. It's based around money. We have done, let's say, and I'm not bitching, I'm just commenting that, we have done 5 scores maybe by this point.
For the 18?
Yeah. And the standard run on that is supposed to be 6 to 8 coins per score, which means we should have accrued for the gang 30 to 40 coins, and that's built into the gang template that we're getting that income, and therefore
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
us being
we don't have the storage for it, so we have to spend that coin.
us
guys have
being
been getting the
persistently
coin.
broke.
No, we have storage for it.
Yeah.
We've upped our storage. That's
Now.
the first thing we did.
Yes,
Yeah, but not enough for like
us
30
being
coins.
persistently
that's true.
broke is only it's funny to a point.
Right. So here's what we'll do. The crows make a good portion of their money on extortion. Well, and the problem with extortion is that it has collection. Mm-hmm. The problem with collection is that those collectors, they can get jumped, right? You can roll those guys. So let's say, just for the sake of argument, the B team does some legwork. They find out that the crows basically have a stash house where the various tax collectors, right, go and they drop off. So no one, and they're never alone, right? It's always groups of 3 to 4 crows, right, that are always going and doing collection. But there is a place where they do basically their accounting, their meeting, their bookkeeping, stuff like that is secured, but you're just brazen enough that this is the kind of place that you would go after, which will serve 2 purposes. It will give you more information about the crows, and so I'll figure out some seeds to plant there, but then also it will give you guys the opportunity to 2 birds, 1 stone, make coin and deny coin to the end.
Maybe it's Mabel giving us the from the hospital.
I love it. Yeah, that's where we'll. Yeah, there we go. Then what we'll do is we'll stage it. If you want to do a flashback, we'll just flash back to you in the hospital with Mabel, and
Giving
Mabel's
instructions.
giving you, this is what I know.
This also ups our renown too. This makes it we're hitting the biggest gang and we're succeeding.
Yeah.
This makes us look really good.
All right, perfect. I think that's a really good place to start.
I love it.
Pulling up Untouchables and go after their bookkeeper.
Yeah. Going after big names.
Okay.
And
that
they
would
have
be
a ledger of all of their
All right.
their stuff.
Now, I love this because it's a standard type of score, something we haven't done a lot of. Just
Well, tonight's
pick a target
rescue
and do a
mission,
score.
tonight's score would have been amazing because you would have broken into the Red Sash Sword Academy. You would have stolen an extremely valuable saber from Marcus Alexander's office. Then you would have turned it in to the rollers, and you would have gotten your buddy fucking Worth back.
No.
that
Worth is
was
now a
never
roller.
going to happen. Right. Yeah.
Worth is a fucking roller now.
That's like planting the bomb with the roller.
Yeah,
they're
fuck
gonna
that.
hate him.
Yeah.
He's gonna fuck shit up for them.
So delightful.
I say now you need to turn him into a major villain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Major? No. A piece of shit little fuckboy that nobody cares about.
Fuck boy. I want to be a fuck boy now that I understand what that means.
Great. That's
No, you're
Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.